certain tax, we have delivered. Right, Honorable Speaker, we committed to eliminate academic fee for first-year public tertiary students. We have delivered. Mr. Speaker, we committed to providing free tertiary education for all people with disability. We have delivered. Mr. Speaker, we committed to providing dedicated source of funding for free secondary education. We have delivered. Mr. Speaker, we committed to distributing sanitary pads to our schoolgirls. We have delivered. Mr. Speaker, we committed to uncap Get Fund. We have delivered. Mr. Speaker, we committed to uncap the National Health Insurance. We have delivered. Right, Honorable Speaker, we committed to uncap the road fund to maintain our roads. We have delivered.
The President concerned about the perennial flooding situation that we face not only in Accra but across the country, decided to set up a special task force to start work to at least try and reduce, if not prevent, flooding within particularly the Accra metropolis as we prepare for the rains. So there's been a task force that has started working, and today we decided to go on an aerial tour so that the military and hydrology department of the Ministry of Water Resources, Works and Housing can show us the various channels, and then where we have problems with drains that are silted that we need to work on. Our job is cut out, is to find out where we have challenges, where do we have drains that are choked that we need to desilt, and then where we have channels where the rainwater flows into the sea where there are problems. We can see what engineering and mechanical problems, solutions we can find to it. So the next step is to go on a road recce, as General said, to visit some of the areas, and see what has to be done. From the air, yes, we saw the problem, but we need to go there and then work with the Ministry of Water Resources, Ministry of Local Government, and then the 48th Engineers Regiment to begin the process of desilting, the drains that have to be desilted. Some tough decisions would have to be made, especially with walls that have been, built, blocking, the water flow in many areas, and then buildings as well that have been, from the air you see it, clearly, than when you are on the ground. And we would have to clear that, because if we don't, as is always said, you do not know when your area is going to be affected, because somebody has built some kilometers away from you. But it's not just going to be desilting. There's going to be a communications angle to this. We are going to engage in a lot of public advocacy, encouraging the citizenry to keep their surroundings clean, stop throwing litter into the drains, and then also ensuring that the waste management companies that collect waste, how they also throw that waste away, because you will notice that along Achimota, the storm drain coming towards Odo, there's a lot of rubbish along the drains, and we would have to stop that as well. So the Government Communications Office is going to support the task force with a communications action plan.
I think the first problem that we saw was at Sakumono, where we have two culverts, 3-in-1 round culverts, and then 2-in-1. And if you realize they are so small, they cannot contain enough volume of water out into the sea. And if you looked at it well, it was up high, and then the sea was rather pushing water back into the lagoon. That problem will have to be fixed. If we don't fix it, anytime there is rain, the volume of water that is pushed up down from the hills cannot be emptied into the sea. Now we went beyond Tema fishing harbor area. That area is a controlled exit into the sea. So anytime we have excess water inland, the arrangement should be that we should have somebody there to open up the outlet. Otherwise, we'll have the sandband keeping the water inland, and that will cause flooding. We've been experiencing this almost every year. I think this time we'll have to get a solution to that. Now back to Weja. The Weja area is more of indiscipline. People building within low-lying areas. We have this problem all the time because one, anytime the Weja Dam is open, we'll have that problem. Anytime it rains, we'll have the same problem. So the only thing is that the city authorities will have to prevent people from building in the low-lying areas. Achimota, we know the storm drain. It has been there for a long time, and we've had adjoining streams or drains now being attached to the main storm drain. So the collection of water has now increased, and we still have the same storm drain. Some part of the storm drain is collapsed, and I'm sure you'd have seen it. If we don't tackle those issues, then this silt will be washed back into the storm drain, and then we'll have the volume that it can take being reduced, and then we'll have water gushing out onto the land, creating problems. That's flooding. So that is it, and we are going to look at it. From here, I'm sure we'll be going around having a road recce on some other areas.
Clearly, I'm very, very, very down because looking at the work ahead and the solution, the task given to us, there's much to be done. And I think most of the problems that we are facing are human-made problems. The question is as to whether we can fix it within the shortest possible time. That is one problem. In the area of sanitation, I think both in the 5 zonal areas that we went, there's work to be done. And the building on the waterways, people are now indiscriminately building. So myself and my city authorities will have a lot of work at hand. And I know in the coming days, drastic and decisive action has to be taken. So in the interim, if the few that I want to say.
So would this be extended to other regions?
Clearly, we have to extend it to other regions because everything starts from Accra. And if you look at the number of areas that were given to the committee, it cut across all regional centers. But I have to give ministerial directive. But you know we work as a team. This is just an area view that we had. Whatever information, whatever decisions will have to be taken must be replicated in all the other regions. But in the interim, the decision has to be coming from this ministerial, the presidential task force that has been set. We don't want to be working in silos. We have to work in tandem.
Live on TVS was and also on Power 97.9 FM, the hottest and the biggest conversation in Ghana inside politics in a different studio. In all the 16 regions across the country, north, south, east, and west. This is your man, Atankolega Biga Mugabe Maase, the capacity man. Majima Kunya Kesi, a capacity, no challenger. Any challenger, no challenger. The whole Ghana. Metasi si ane baby ayedi. Baby aminem biya wense muga capacity ma Atankolega Biga. Just what you say fans no it blows baby everywhere. Baby amefebi angels no. Omo ewosu omo sa na Ghana nyina atedi. Nenei ensema yede ebre wode anu ohye His Excellency John Dramani Mahama ede atudwa say appointees na wayi wo mu na CEOs no o say ya be makemu say de makwa akotwere nso hwe no ya be hwe obi a performance afa no so na CEO amo homode no mepamo etinya afi na akwa akogina wakwa akoye gumsi bia wo wa mo adwuma ni yi a and see we de performance ne de His Excellency was o ma me yes adwuma ne ma cause me de engines ne be call all round now ma check say wo bo adwuma me betena me bo waba so enti the appointment na ma wona e ma wotiri mu nya de one perform a John Mahama e be sakewo waka ne ensem no emu odu e deep na abete ho ensem ene awie ewo dwumade no so zanso na His Excellency John Dramani Mahama nso dia tudwa say o my God na betumi afa ne ntuma pa afra ne mom no enterprises awodo a wo mo no eniema ehedan ko yi ni nyina no obe shate wo nyina down na wasan ade atudwa efa say resetting our economy no 24-hour economy no when Ghana for e was our contract no no be make sure say eniema betumi ayeden akoyie we nyina yensem ayede ebrewo enne ewo eye dwumadie so nti sa wo tamale a wotiemi wo Kesmi 107.1 FM ebia na wo bole ewo His Excellency John Dramani Mahama kroma wiei wotiemi wo Nkelege FM wo wa wotiemi wo WFM wo bokwa source 100.1 FM ena wo Zebela so a eye Zaps FM ebia wotiemi ewo eye Pusiga eye Wingpang Sampa Wende FM Udu Takrade Sharp 106.9 FM Ziama Elembele West End 100.3 FM Yenu animo onfinfin mantemo Central Region Cape Coast eye Adom Sounds Kotokraba Market Rich FM ewo Asin Fosu Yenu animo amowo from mantemo Volta Regional Capital Hu eye Global 105.1 FM Uti region stations miensa Nyuma 9.7 FM ewo Kete Krachi KFM ewo Pasa ana Boem FM ewo Jiasekan stations nyina FM Goso na nanom 92.5 FM ha for regional capital Edunu FM so ewo Sankore ene yenuanom a omoti obono region Tiny 90.9 FM ewo Nsoko na Nsroma FM ewo Nkrankwanta yenua Emmanuel Owusu Nyankopon ya adoma eda memende edi enim ya Nyankopon amano wo ba kama bia na wofo de na mano se eja ombra no melance se nti nyame ya adoma afi ni ekwa akọ lance ti Eswazi group ye mayenua ima etirinkwa se nyame ya adoma aware ne bekoso wokumase nti uyo bi a woda so ni yima ni nkoma Emmanuel Owusu edi nkoma de ana me ka kire se oyo oba de a efi na ekwema mfre ni biem ase oba be ware eda memenda nti nka ebo kese ba kwa wo no nyame ya aduma wo kina atankolega family Alhaji Mugabe Maase the late kina ena ewo subire so ahafo anonof te pasubiri so yede eye opanyi a me fada ba panyini pa so edi sinanan yes se sariki ya oba bedi eye the late Alhaji Mugabe Maase atankolega senior oba bedi akonya no tinananu ma tena akonya mo eye manfo eni subiri so hene eni mpanimfu a mo eye mpatamu ni nyina yedamu nyina ase ti eye brother Seidu ta wachi pinti nyeketua nyame ya adoma memenda da mia me wo fanimpon na opoku afriye dodo na afre ni OA wahwe ne maame ya memende edi enimu yi edi ni na wotweda ewo so ame de abusua ni nyina Ghana nyina OA transport mufre ja akobo ho nti abusua ni nyina be ho Japan busua the later Japan Nana Taya Nana Be Yesi Aquine Miami Wolf of JK any a year the late Mameda Mian Ma Minua Befiesa Hene Nana Hema Esther any busua nyina Nana Kwame any of Avai Omunina Bewo Minua Ba Mary Awuzi a year free zones a year authority CEO Munina Beho Nyame Aduma Eda memende die no mu enya sem ketwa na wotweda no oyi ne ma me makwa afiriye se waye bia ma me ewiase nipa ye bi ma wa na wayi na ye ma me abra me ko secondary school me soa Priest and Brass omiti so so me magazine a ada ya anto hwe ni meduru ha se me na bra na gya ye yiska ma me wo se ko we kina wanti me amakora fashe obotomwate na yire hu sua de ye den e ma me na sata mo so me magazine mini aba hega ene bi ene mi ame wofa oye busuani nyina me mamu nyina shedding nyankopon kan ye nyina ye ho bibia be ye Japan ene mu amaka nyina brakwaku ene mi sa Japan mu nyina ye chacha mu ene awie emo bibia ye shedding medami hu simete wo mu na ye ya wodai edu ya wada ni fiada o krosomi anu ye very careful sanse sa 2 days no 2 days bia me ye Monday born by ya wada ni fiada yen kroso me uka kire me say mini capacity bia me kire wo say me wo capacity me ye sure am wo say me wo capacity hwe wo say man no de me nya better za o he enwa me wura Jubilee House na be bia sojafo nyina obi obehum na tankoliga biga ata o kantamo atankoliga biga na sojafo no mo ba me ncha no hu tietia bia o mo kana isamo udusro wa wo se menua afamo sojafo mo wa Jubilee House de o mo wa betre o Jubilee House sojafo no na receptionist no kwa mo good down ho ma no hu nketwa bia o mo na from a first gate no national security for ne omo boy juma papa na bako udi akira de twei eke wo peja kwaso no peja isasansi John Dramani Mama no omo be swearing in deputy minister simu se broja Jamfia Boni suit honorable jaja wa kagum honorable Samson anya kagum no be eba left right na menua Ken Fahad nsu gina hono agene fans say yes. We say man no day Monday. Same ni na ba be the president no. No no na ekasa no. Bo se ni nyina wo de ba ba ye adwuma. Na musuo kan de ewonim. Na obejira ba bi no aye na adwene say sa ban wo ya wo say ye nyina de support ma ban we man succeed no. Fantastic chief of staff. Fantastic executive secretary to the president Dr. Callistus Valerie Soya. Hwetemu nai Sandogbe deputy chief of staff Nana Oye hwetemu no ye mame eye Mariata Biu api hwetemu no ndame wo papa ya boni suit left right honorable Setekwe adwe no ye deep otimu sa amemwo udu Jubilee House otimu say amemwo papa ya dan aba ya Ghana ebe dey ebedi ye na o man na fa ne tuma pa afra capacity president ne wo no wanya president ya wososo katase se ene proyeso woye president ya wo abadaye wo ka wobeye wo ka yenso waye ene ima hu se ya no fo no ye o mo kan better tax ho asem no ene ha sa football fans no mani bra bre no Black Stars will match on the 17th better tax amanfo bitwa Ghana Chad amanfo se bitwa na o kwa kwagina ba bia ka se sa better tax no my implemented the word I will abolish a year better tax na ba omi aka and I will no that's how bro free if hinu obeka kire Ghana for be yes steady sir aminu be yes steady hwa MB before ho omo probia fuli no say bia ko anade na Kamaldeen ebeka kire Kamaldeen ka kire say MPP de omu nuru ba bia ebe first minister o ma me president Kamaldeen MPP Kamaldeen my brother, he said it, and it is true. Said the NDC city, no, ye nyendi pansamu. Say we free North, we free Ashanti, we free a voter. Say we free a Western. NDC amonyo kono eju obia. Ben people mono. Say we free particular family bima. ene regi bi ma ye recognize o sa kuro na akwasha ko na hoketwa no and Akufo-Addo 8 years administration no free sa area wa ye recognize o na nura no Jubilee House wa me meetings am we say Kenu Foriata siu national security force o ma invade wo ni fio say Jesus Christ. Yakopon fire born in Chey. Sure? NDC, you're too gentle, too much. What describe Papa no say we are fugitive near the sea. Sure, OSP no, a mayor croc the John be our OSP or this administration. Why never you go? Take it. Open for me or you stay. That kind of for that lawyers are the catch there say. We be na here Ghana for say. What say what my Ghana sick 1 to 2 years into our questions to answer no. Send the America so yare. Nemo motivate in America SU a year will be our Ghana ha. And to about appear in our court ana. Complainant no obi ordinary sema court no so na complainant me wa. Into about appear court. And about us what in America wa catch say we yare. Hey, mama my enye lose guard o NDC on me enema makoma empe eye slow. Hwe Joma mama mu no we dey na se kofo we yanjeli wo ma unforget it. Ghana for fan cheyen. Wo ma disika ya every say wo de wo sa bosikam akwaya PDS efas obae wo ma kwalugu dam. I mean about $12 million. Yeah, you who dam. But when you got to Sempa, Ecosi send when you mean Kuma Obi, a program or can say, woman will be now project here, northern region. Obeti me the sense in the boss MPP by Umaya Bibidiama or ye northern for and near Palugu dam. Okwa and Krantian and Nain and Slubwa in the Guho. What do you mean? Over something to the saying. Moon shut up, Mukamanutum, Munimama Mo. The majority of Ghanaians, 58%, and also His Excellency John Dramani Mahama Omaino Eshenesa. Overwhelming majority. Look at the votes. Look at the numbers. Mu was saying, Didina muye nyina kosiaga. Doka so be bia oye. But it is time. Say security yes, no. I want to make us a job, mama, or starting sake wamo. Woman and I don't know more buy and when you're more quite good ones, one more person maintain woman or maintain woman. Co prison service of a penny time, I saw uncle. Woman, more time, I saw you like Jomo Quay. Woman performing, I'm not here to mention them. Woman performing, fire them without fear or favor. Yes, take it or leave it. Your mama know be about so and force in this administration. I will kind of forget one enemy the wire Ghana. Kind of forget one enemy the wire Ghana. What my brain now, what my ultimate service and debt. What my mobile for 120 billion a year cities a Kadaho. Now they cost 725 billion. Mukachem Samaya DA. Not even a single hospital to show. Eh? Not even one secondary school to show. Mumati opposition ya. Mahasi ye de ekam and we musu sansromwa munyansui. Yes, yes be many fear. Wa wo kra oni fear ene nkura den edi ahurusie ofie. E mema ma ne atiese mu no. Me se me metra o majo mahama fe leader. Sa we ye fortunate. Nya me bi na aye wadom and one more appointment and we are part of his system ministers here. Perform. One perform or be pamon. We are fortunate and a CEO see Wababe Kahua, another deputy CEO Wababe Kahua, one perform here, John Mahama, Ebe Pamon, and I will make sure. Say, Ubia, you be hold more accountable. You might be Ramonium. Yet, me better. A foot on me, some of the man, the Bemau. No, do I be so send me be a goose, you know me. I will do it without fear or favor. Sans our office or I keep on saying, say, me maho. me pay favor be our office wo me de ne say Ghana be ye Ghana be di ye better. Let's move on. Sure, and now we do Kotoka International Airport Terminal 3. Now, a dream you British Airways, and British Airways, almost twice. A big called Gatwick, maybe called a Heathrow. And then we say, what do I know? When we call in, you know, my has here than air back. For France over. Investors in the bar, neighbor, what to Robert was a chartered flight, and we are Babisi, and Brafon Qua will be our winama, who was some Rafon bar than ever. So it's an environment here very, very conducive for business. Katas is on the prayer behind you may be president now, Abano, where your president or you're cleaning into the winter day in winter fee. And I what did your mama back compare why? They are calling Kai. Inti Ghana no ya started reset it. And the time no is now. And then mabuna omu twa bet. Oma wo say joma mama wa dwe pa. Me ya ma me money ya nananu ma ya send momo mama ya tie no joma mama wa yi eye yi na vina fi ho. Bia so ni wusi anam wie mu ne ya se wutu ahoka. Can you imagine? And now boso kan fo bedi ye so me magazine aguo ne ebedi ye. Go to the various magazines and check. Koko compare kwa he kwa so na so jomama ababet na sui enyema beye den ebeko yie. Tata manfo egu amanfo nyuma. Amanfo ye heba fo ye hu an ya tag we so ye ndisi ni we ye ndisi ni ye be tata usa na be for document we bra fa we bra hey. Mo be jai mo be steady. Sikatua basa woko eye department bia sikatua basa na amafo je bribe sata minira ye dan kwasom ne ye frim we ye second independent na Ghana yenya no Ghana for to aba ma jomama sai so mo try na hwe enwo se gidie ene eye ahofama ahoto beba. Look at the ministers, look at the deputies. Look at our CEOs. So nyame now we are fortunate. Say Jomama appointed say be serve in this administration. Nyame na shira wo. Ti ya jumani na ye if it must be done, it must be done well. Why nye year? Me meje bribe and mejawa mo afa ho adi o. And the Ghana for ne ka say His Excellency security heads no yene yense saye ewo ho security heads no yene yense saye ewo ho mo say national security coordinator we o mo ni sa me kasa just like that o obi ko ye na yi na say ye na mfa national security minister Osman we o mo ni sa no. But the man will succeed. But best succeed here. I want to say has be high. Has must roll. Starting from now, I say has must roll. Security has ni be high. I will ba say you am free ho. And I don't do mobile or no more crop. Ya more exit. Ya ni kwane ma no more crop. I'm not here to mention names, but some of them. Any so much that's what na ABC net. Yes. Most sabotage system no. Transfer and go for the core areas be any said ya transfer or modi or it is happening now. Yes. I'm for bro. I'm for security services be a papa. 8 years near my promotion. With junior one in the call the same day, we call 10 in the same day. With junior, with junior, see, Omoya 6 years, Quano Murano, Womunina, ya promote to Omo, and Oshia, just a salute to juniors. Come on, what is happening? It is time. See a qualify, see a promote to Omono, whether in the police, whether in the fire service, whether in the military, the Ghana Armed Forces, let's promote them. Yes. Obi baya army commander. Na na rank no here ansa na Kufuor koye ne army commander. National Security Coordinator for 8 years. ACP Osman. His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, your Vice President, no one na ye ni Edicam. Obey President ya abra President Maase who you better care say soldier posting in the dinachi and was a from ACP 8 good years you promote to papa in the police service. Abone sesa na and who some money promotion acquiring DCOP. Today he is National Security Coordinator. Take it or leave it. Nobody can sabotage him. Nobody can sabotage a man. Yes, angels now blesses our area. Don't make any wrong move. Until enei yen tani pekubiati yen si uno yen ni say yen we say can for that at UK US ayare ba wote o si ni power Ghana. Can you imagine? Sabi nonsense when you so yeden because woman dem dey omoye. They have people that will protect them. So they are not in power, but they will still continue to control certain areas. They are in opposition, but they have put some people in some places. Thinking said those people will defend them, or thinking said those people will save them. I'm not here to mention names, but those who are listening, they know themselves, and they know them. Take the person to this place. Take the person to this place. Oh, me ma. Because you have a cover. Who else be fugitive? The next day you say you fugitive in every home. That nonsense must stop. Yes, we are serious. Under this administration, we are wrong move. Yes, my job is to protect this government. My point is in your mistake. I will never forgive them. I will fire them. But me ma kwa ma wo mewuram and penetrate and me say me ya panyi do mama. Was Ghana ye Ghana bedi ye e do mama so. But e menu me enu asade say ye boa do mama no so cd. Now let's go. His Excellency John Dramani Mahama. And I mean na me home ma wo. Angels no me catch you say Thursdays and Fridays no. Angels no esani say ya na 100 million e wo so a wo cross me amekra show. Period. President Mahama engage CEOs of some areas under SIGA. The Finance Minister, Honorable Atoforsen, share report of losses of some state-owned enterprises. Yeah, we share from the year 2021 ABC 2023.
This meeting could not come at a better time than this. In fact, it has followed two important meetings of state. The first is the National Economic Dialogue, and the second is the National Budget. Your Excellency, our state-owned enterprises are going through very difficult times. Times that profitability has eluded almost all of them. Mr. President, some specific numbers that we've seen so far indicate, for example, that the Electricity Company of Ghana, for example, has recorded consistent losses from the year 2021. In the year 2021, they made a loss of 1.46 billion Ghana cedis. 2022, 8 billion Ghana cedis. 2023, 5.96 billion Ghana cedis. The Ghana Grid Company made a loss of 93.5 million Ghana cedis in 2022, 8.6 million Ghana cedis in 2023. Gihok Distilleries reported a loss of 25.1 million Ghana cedis in 2022 and 25.5 million Ghana cedis in 2023. Mr. President, this one surprises me. Even the alcohol making company, is making losses. losses. Graphic Communication Group also saw a consecutive losses of 3 million Ghana cedis in 2021, 4.4 million Ghana cedis in 2022, and 15.1 million in the year 2023. The Ghana Cocoa Board, the largest loss-making company, also saw 2.4 billion Ghana cedis loss in 2021 and 3.8 billion Ghana cedis in the year 2023. To put these figures in perspective, in the year 2018, only 2 state-owned companies, state-owned enterprises made some profit or paid dividends. Your Excellency, they are the Ghana Ports and Harbours Authority and the Ghana Reinsurance Company. In the year 2019, this number increased from 2 in 2018 to 3. The GPHA, Ghana Re, and TDC. And they contributed 14.4 million Ghana cedis, all 3 of them. However, in the year 2024, Ghana Port and Harbours Authority started making losses. And we recorded a new company that has declared dividends. The State Housing Company replaced the GPHA. And the 3 of them, being the State Housing Company, the Ghana Re, and TDC, together contributed a dividend of 28.7 million Ghana cedis. Mr. President, these persistent losses does not reflect the potential of our state-owned enterprises. Unfortunately, some of them are posing significant fiscal risk to the economy of the Republic of Ghana. The 2 most threatening and most worrisome is the ECG and the Ghana Cocoa Board. To reverse this trend, we must implement a bold turnaround strategy that transforms loss-making state-owned enterprises into financial viability and self-sustaining institutions. The strategy will include capacity building initiatives to strengthen leadership and operational efficiency. The second will be the enhancement of corporate governance training to ensure strict regulatory compliance in all state-owned enterprises. The third is the financial discipline and strategic decision-making to restore profitability. Your Excellency, I would like to highlight a critical issue facing specific state-owned enterprises. And this has to do with the compliance of the financial reporting obligation. Mr. President, the Public Financial Management Act, Act 2016, Act 921, outlines a clear financial management and reporting requirement for all state-owned enterprises. Section 95 of the Act mandates that state-owned enterprises must prepare annual accounts no later than 2 months at the end of each financial year. State-owned enterprises must submit audited financial statements to the minister within 4 months after the end of their financial year. Moving forward, the Ministry of Finance will be working closely with SIGA to ensure strict compliance of this regulatory requirement. Your Excellency, I came here with copies of the Public Financial Management Act to distribute to all state-owned enterprise heads.
That was Finance Minister Honorable Dr. Akeselato Forsen. Now, me who dream me papa. What should ECG under His Excellency John Dramani Mahama? 2017, a free 2014, 15, 16, and Sunday be hand over our amount money now. You make a profit. Greco, you make a profit. VR, you make a profit. I remember here on Gumbe Show, me Honorable John Jinapo or Kikani na go. And next week, more video no man said be next week no, you bet me say so. But under this administration, a can't come and where a crown for ECG or they say ECG one and a board chama. And yet a brat and Kasa or Pesu be can be our own Quanians and new parliament. After your market. One on a year ECG. board chairman be 82 a bank accounts one company ebi amode Ghana akwa akodu no enne wo sorry a wo se budget we azan budget munam fikini we mu sorry a wo se budget we MBB voice budget we ajenkwa budget no eye azan budget una amhoka amabo manim go agu ase mo manim go agu ase MPP evidence based finance minister won jan through on tese kanu for yatawu evidence based nyansani we on fa Ghana se kan koye cathedral abra obi ase ne bo se wono na ase Nyankopon ebo. And today what wasum Cocoa board mate na graphic group no omo printed there no mo 3 million a year say 3 million Ghana cedis or so but omo boka sa afibi omo boka wo omo printed there dabio na ensai Radi Nyankopon Kofi Jima de mi nim no ntino say am kana sema Kofi na ensai ya to saboka yay enye omo na ya Heba Africa ni madingo ni ade ene kase bridge ni wi omo sanso enso fom na ya to saboka Kofi Jima wakọ wi ensai nyina ukọ hoyi amafo ho report ana eba wa wi ensai nyina ama yaboka awu Gihok ebisi do Gihok ka companies ya Kwame Nkrumah establish you one of the big companies Gihok Kofi Jima mama Gihok aboka mudi sky nyina akwa be champagne oba ko ware Akufo-Addo baba no mudi sky nyina akwa be champagne useless ones na Jubilee House near wedding Kofi Jima obey KM me boss wo kuma se dia no ye wo be deputy minister of local government and rural development dia brand Kofi Jima boy e wa ban mu papa yi unwe ni fie kura ni fie twema ni say ka no oda so ti ho so no wote ho ne ho report be bia na nye bo kan titi ni power especially manu titi wo mu adwuma mu ho ya me fa mo bone nchemo enkensan die ye nton moka ya mo misa ko furi so ne nim bropa the whole Ghana uprobi onim sanom onim sa wo wen san bropa wo da ho won say yes o call level e ko furi mo misa ne sensa ye ton boka mo misa ko furi say ensa ye ton san boka na isa salesi John Dramani Mahama papa we yami ensira na menti asio Brahma Mahama bibi aboko za Brahma Mahama me say bibi aboko de Ube se John Dramani Mahama sisi akache se nyame ensira na menti asie we obi a wa komapa and me makase se we are fortunate e ya dum bi ene nyame aye wadom and we are part of this administration bro who was here adwuma te said the chief of staff honorable Julius Debra obren ho ase no eno me bowura Jubilee House me hu menua eye COP eye Kofi Boache retired director of operations na me hu said the we are Brazil enia me koso eye Prosper Bani me papa me hu say yes ye reset Ghana ampa pia ni tama okwakoye okwase tawisi ye ohu bia office awo ye adwuma serious business ye kofa musician bia free America musician woni ne track record enye ne da be Jubilee House no wabegine podium kase so na obewrowro no ho a kire yin say Akufo-Addo bad damfo no useless ones that fear of favor me fire wa ma wa hu say me fire o but look it's a John Dramani Mahama waka and wasaka biem wasi CEOs na wayi mu ni nyina ya be mo performance 2026 say or 2025 o afeba so 2026 ni ya be obi a performance wa anya adwuma no obepam John Mahama.
The reports we would look at next year will be the report for 2024. So really your performance will show when we do the 2026 review. That will show for 2025. and I'm going to come and sit in that review, and we will mark you based on your performances, and if you're not matching with the pace of the reset agenda, you might be asked to step aside. And so if that adds to the horror movie, that's the intention. Thank you. Thank you for your presence this morning and the opportunity to address you. This morning's activity is not just a forum for discussion, but a decisive call to action, demanding bold leadership, accountability, and an unwavering commitment to excellence from you as chief executives of state-owned enterprises. This meeting reaffirms my commitment to the promise of a shake-up of all loss-making SOEs and realigning them to break even and transition into profit-making. As you have all noted, my 2024 campaign promises and the 120-day social contract with the good people of Ghana were not mere rhetoric. The 2023 State Ownership Report produced by the State Interest and Governance Authority, SIGA, reveals the inefficiencies affecting many of our SOEs. And this demands that we act with conviction and courage to tackle the systemic challenges confronting these enterprises. Many of our specified entities have operated inefficiently for far too long. They've been burdened by waste, underperformance, conflict of interest, and a complete detachment from national interest. Many of our SOEs have been used as mere instruments for generating personal wealth for persons appointed to positions within the entity. And who are the ones responsible for this situation? It's the chief executives, the management, and the management boards of these enterprises. Some of these enterprises have become perennial loss makers, draining public funds with bloated budgets, unjustified allowances and perks, and unnecessary expenditures, while relying on government bailouts as if they were entitled to them. Indeed, many of your entities are at their lowest point in the entire history of the Fourth Republic. Ladies and gentlemen, the era of impunity, mediocrity, and financial recklessness must end today.
Very well. That was His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, President of the Republic of Ghana. Was I Eddie to say, we share a year enterprises I would do. Yeah, or more home, dear, or mobocano, or best shati woman down. Into His Excellency John Dramani Mahama.
SOEs will no longer be tolerated. They will be swiftly reformed, they will be merged, privatized, or shut down. Corruption, procurement fraud, and financial mismanagement will be prosecuted strictly, and boards that rubber stamp poor decisions will be replaced. The practice also of, in a few cases, using entity resources and funds to indemnify board members from accountability must cease immediately. SOEs must deliver strategic value, particularly in energy, transport, manufacturing, agriculture, and finance, to support Ghana's industrialization and the 24-hour economy initiative. Entities like the Electricity Company of Ghana, ECG, the Ghana Grid Company, Ghana Water Company, Ghana Cocoa Board, Ghana National Petroleum Corporation, Metro Mass Transit, Ghana Ports and Harbours Authority, Agricultural Development Bank, National Investment Bank, and Telecom SOEs must play pivotal roles in ensuring that the people of Ghana have stable electricity, water supply, production efficiency, transportation, digital banking, and a cashless economy that operates 24/7.
Oh, nyamiya wa bele na Matias. Enje se mo ho ba no mo kan ho fa memu papa se ya magana fo. You too much. Your mama, we too much. We need size Ghana how. We too much. Advice is to Yaminshra woman. Wabwa for Yaminshra woman. Ye mame a ye prof na naje Yaminshra no. Ne ye mame Lodina Mahama su Yaminshra no. Koso mo ho ban sa. Yankopon mo ho ban sa. Assemblies of God for ye papa Wengamon koso mo mpaye ma. So for kukuda Assemblies of God for amuwo a year and someone any department no asamo koto aba papa no asan we no wasama nkese din kunim biem na mishra munyina ona bo samolo kojo to abla kwa say passport no ne boarding bo ne beba form ba be drew 350 Ghana cedis foreign affairs minister na ekasa no na angels ne de medru hwidiem secondary hwidim sa hoye ahafo hwidim dia saba for na kan say edua na dwankofo bi the private cars we school ekofa mani bi no mokoda nyampanifo bi wo school mu ha o mo na taachiri we nya ke enjes ni gina school sisi a hwidim secondary school authorities na mo hono monya very careful BNI and national security momo mani nko ho BNI and national security hwidiam secondary school hono momo mani nko ho dura na jua pa suhum samum man for the private car no authorities ni binim hubi. This is coming from NG Gabriel, the one leading the 900 million angels. Naso mu timenka achacha fo ne timenka to say de eye kibi school ha alesa beka ha ya nya program no kwa na bia na for free omo yo satisfy mo ya investigation no headmaster no atwetwe ayi de akoma eye regional eye director of education no say sankofo no yemu bia metwere ni statement. Useless headmaster, be careful. And I'm saying it here. Say continuous ayi stay no kofo bia amune kufado ne bae ana metesa Ghana Airport Company managing director no da so ti oya da wo ho e wa airport wo terminal 3 oya den wa did ya what na wa jomama na nibeti ba baabi ana muma operations ni nya adwuma o muma operations ni nya adwuma o mo to ya den kefo ya ta kwa nya no de national security for court no mo fo ya o mo nyina free ho o de na do na ba ya o de na nko mameko eye victory asuye Dr. Amwako ono nkasa trase na awie maka jo say victory garlic mesa no ebua ni pa obi o tumi ni di wanu mato oba ko mfichira no ayase ba o dwa e mo bi va won check ni date uya ya mayasi o miye mayasi o sem ya no ono kwa no say wanya ni menses no me mo bi va won check ni date and me timi me adwuma o mo bi va won check ni date moja betimi adi ni padua ni mafusa ni ya victory garlic na one victory garlic mesa na doctor memwako aba
mejo so nana
na dia se di wo free ball na ebe
sa ho
ofugu na efe
me no wo mutena wo Lagos town anti
fantastic Lagos town ai
ha na metena ya anti
what you see
say
your Ghana month made in Ghana na was
yes
and then you dey na wo my doctor
ma menchia na menchia wetiefu nyina na memfa wo mo enko victory garlic mixture no mesrew se wutie mi a da bia ye ka ho asem wa me abebu enu agu asom a wani beba ho so no na no ma ka akire victory garlic mixture na ye ka ho asem no so wanum bi da enka ye ka se kura o me ya no nsi na dimirika akwa akopebi ni nti etisa ane se ebua ma umoja di afusane wo mu pa obi wo ho a o se na mensa ye mitititi me nom ye no ejai obi wo se anajo meto ho na mintimi na kane so kura meda abroso adonhwiri mienu miensa manitia na ye ka nanso menunum victory no agyae mesra wo se wonsa na yetitiriti wonan ya woditi afom ayetofo no enye kekeke nipadua ne sori ya na ye bibi saa o bo kokko nipadua ne de ma wo eni nti se ohunu nsankyani bi saa enye ginnam enkase o we de eno abekọ ampa nipadua no edu ba bi akutia yare na ade na kwa akoto na chese de kokko na ma wo ese utu hu anamo na mu wantu hu anamo na otena wa na adwen se o ebe ya wanwe ya dakrope yare ni so mu ayeso mu ba bi a enye ye bi mtitie me na kokko victory ni bi de ne nsa eye ni titiriti obi wo ho a okaso mpagya ne nsa nkosoro kura ntra na betia enye ye ne nsa na edu bibia nka no ho a na ndompe mu hwe no nintin no mu hwe no mesraw eye victory garlic mixture ne betimi adi wagina mu nse wutie mi a enkase ebia wanunum nuro na enso wuhuno hwe unya nom victory ni bi victory ni dia wonum a bibia bekoso yie ama kama ebeti ya mwada ya na nipa bebre ebusa o me de doctor de matu aduro so o me da pressure aduro so me da diabetes aduro so aduro no me ya ne dai mesraw ubetimi anuma kan waduro no so waduro no na abenum adonhwere baako ana miti aduasa ko donhwere baako no anum victory se victory so na abedika anum eni se we na menum ne first nti da bia menum ne first da bi ni nti etisa ne se aduro no no mboso a ya na nheda nya adwuma se de wo pe no no nti num we neja miti aduasa ko donhwere baako de onum kane na aye na adwuma wie no anum de toso mienu eno anu no ni hawo enti mesraw se wutie mi akona kope bito ene de nya na wo store bia mu ko na so pe victory gallica na mum kokobo amede ma ne se obi wo abekona ne de asa ana oni bi no aka che o ene de esi we nyina ya adekro mesraw enyini ni na se ne ya adekro ana se eya dukro no ade a enka de ne din mienu na da so ukwadwa mienu ana hunu de eba wonunum victory ni bia ena obo nipa bebre age adanse ebi se na me pressure wo soro pa doctor de en me num edu ba bia na me hunu so edu ba bia na ko eto da bia na aba onya victory a ode ka ho no sese ebeto ba bia da no ada ho saa eninti mesre o se tobi nanom wo ma ne da eye diabetes ya yarefo anu wo so da enu ete saa so no nso wo munya victory ni ka wo maduro no no aboa won ama enu nso won sugar no akofom ebi obecheck no 5.2 4.2 saa enti se wutie mi a emuaso emunua etoda bi abehu ubesori anopa na se abo uhunam nyina ya wo ya uje wo anye mesraw eye victory na beboa wo se wo ya obasabasa na wo ho a wode se obi wo victory ni bi akosre na num kakra bi eni be miti aduasan kwa no bonso ho asisi ho so na wankasa watobi akwa akosi ufie enye adu esese o ma ne pa ho na no kwasem ne se enam se emfa preservative enwu adu no munti ubetimi anoma to aso dudu bi a wope uni hawo mesrawo etise aduane ena edi asi ho no nti se wunya bi a eboa no na esiesie uni padua no na bibia akoso ye wa ano ye wo enua ma no bi wo so a wo so ni mfiti ko no enye papa obi a eye bosome miensa no anya baako ana se bosome no kura no kwa eye kakra ko first day no na beba second day no na sote na ese wadum fa no ube uni etoso miensa no emakura se wo sa ha no a no victory ni bi na de ma mi bi ka kire mi ade bia ya na mpese me ka kire metiefo no se wo se wo no de nti okoto victory no na nya se odi kotiti bibia o wo se obi na ka ho asem kire ne se wo ho aya na honam ye ne ya wonanti kakra bia no abre na koma bɔ ne periperi okwa akotobi no se yade a ye friend white na atena no so mfie bebre wanunum nura wo mpane nanso wo starting so onum victory no na ho omre na ho ya na ekofom no afi se white ne tuyo se mimuyo eko wonti ye mo yade ba akudin enkoto victory no wo de eto na wonum no bon se yade bia ebia di unya acha waka ho asem akire nkofo wanunum hunu a enkoyie no ubon se afedie bibia betoso ama wakɔ so kama ma memfa na mane nto dwansa ne ato aso na mane ye 024 024 25 45 633 024 25 45 633 and I say 020 129 3280 020 129 3280 se ofre sa na meya yebetimi ne wabon komo kama na no kwasam ne se ofre ne wa anya emane haw ebia na nipa ne dɔɔso wɔ so ɛnti ɛno achi kura bɔkɔ mu bia bɛ no wɔtwe kwa na se nyankopɔn yɛ wadom ade achi no pakura no a efiri bɛ no nso ko bia ofra yebetimi no adi nkita ho kama ma bibia akoso yi se wutie mi a mesrew se yewie a ubetimi afrɛ so kura bra ye kasai na ewo bi ono so beso mu no ne wadi nkomo enu achi ne se ofrɛ na line so ayehia emane ha odia ne se obetwen brepam no line so ba fom a bo nse ofrɛ a ubenya bibia kama ye to aso no obi se he na menya bi ato so won kran ha ukọ draglin o kan hia tina tatu bi kensu okeba tombi hallo seba obi sanso na Tesano police station ne nchemu wa ufri akra kwa ufri wo mu ansa no adu Tesano police station bia bus stop no Lordy Hallows enso eton Victory Garlic Mixture ne bia ukọ ho a enya asem ketua ashama fo mu nko Widama pharmacy ewa ashama Ekus pharmacy ewa ashama eho no enye nakura efe enso so wo ma Kumase enso mesrew ye wo Misty Herba Colina Herba ho KNG Herba ewobi Sara nso na ukọ Habme Herba owa Asafo Kumase owobi wo ho ene mia ya huru etonton nuro nyina owura store bi emu a wosi me pe Victory Garlic Mixture wo ma watermelon ko PK wa ebi wo ho sa nso na Bolgatanga wo mo se ahemfie ketua na chi wo no second one no kwa eno nso pharmacy shop bi wo ho no so ton Victory Garlic Mixture no wo ma water krade no Christ is the answer o older ponche krakra ebi wo ho Busi pharmacy ewo Cape Coast Kotokraba ukọ a ebi wo ho bibia bekoso yi wa no a wo ma wo kaso anso mesrel se kaso afo no ebi wo tribe of Judah afesu dependable herba oni that to say just opposite ukọ a ubenya Victory ni biato ebeboa wo pa obi a ne nsa ye ne titiriti ne na ye ntiti obi wo kro de ne na hye mpaboa mu a eti se de watua foam anase kakafunu fufuo ade eche so ayefre ne kakafunu ubonsa onan no ase ayetofo wudu nsa mia na atom ewomu a na no apagya mesero nyensa nkyere ne pa wonum Victory ni bia wonan nasem ne betwe aye normal wa hu sampa afa wunam a emfifire betew amwa ye okay wakoma ebo periperi obi wo ho a ne yamutimi hye no sede ode obi ka nanso no wani obi aka nipadua no na ebo okoko no sara nso no ye adwuma kaka na onante a na nakomai Yesu ososo no mamu a mesrawo eye Victory Garlic Mixture na ohia garlic de na adwuma wo ye titiriu pa ebe huru nipadua no mu enema enkoye wonu mu nyina no ebe hohoro na yiwakwa afi obonse se wo ye oba ubeye obesima so ye be ma so a ubeye be ma mu enam se ye ntini mu adwuma ninti enipa dasani bi anya ho mfaso ebe boa opa uto ho so a ubeda midi kan se obi wo ha oda 1 or 2 hours na nani ate no Victory ni de wono mu a ubeda na enigisem a wo Victory mu ne se enti se nro nkae no obi wo ha aduro bi wo ya se wonum na be mu wada ade ebe chi nyina no wani twan so wotie enye ye tam aso se nkrofo pamuka akwa adwuma no na afa ni wani kum na so mesrew eye Victory Garlic Mixture wono mu a saade no ebefiri ho obi otena ka mu cha na ne sisi ne nan ahonhono ana atata no unum Victory ani nyina no ebefiri ho obi wo so a onye ahwe ubonsa nintini no seye ne nsa emu wi ne saa obeye no okurakuram obekwa ba enkahwe sanso na bonsa wo mu a na ne nsa ne titiriti a na opetepete ne nsa na bia otutum no oye ensa saa yare no ekofom a acheria meetinum ekonsia na asaba bonsa wonsa na yetititi kwana kopa Victory Garlic Mixture ni binom se wunya Victory ni na wo no no mu a saa o hawa meka ho asem nyina mesrew ebe ya de ye beka se etwam kura who was sitting in a mubium. If you say, a woman mojani had no when you peduan, obu wa otisi when ya mojabrosua, and I say, when ya mojabrosua, when you send mojana na do so I say, and yan can one see a quatrimbi, your cash will be an mojabrosua, there be a moja seko when you peduan mono, intinum wasisi, intimojani intimin, kosa adrinum intimin qua, a bit me a confess stroke a bro. Sanso, there be a obi wa to okura bo nse ne nan no ba bi timi puse che ase de ye de electric ashoko no ni nyina no e victory garlic mixture e na me kanfo ama nunum bi unum se nroi na eboa wo no kwasem ne se yemfa preservative mu nti bre no bo nso obi onum bibia no aye kama se waye twon se bema waye twon se oba ebia bema kura no ada ne pemfo na furu edi nanim sanka fugu ihye se na furu egusu amesrew eye victory wodi ane se opese wo twe a anopa na se wuni osa nom ne be wa na eko anopa bre wuni diye unum ne sa se be man fifiri atew na atwe saade ewo mu ni nyina kakra bibia be koso ye wa no na ma ne 020 129 3280 ana se 024 25 45 633 ofra yebetimi abonkomo ne bia obenya duro ne bi nyina yebekyerew na bibia akose openkyire mu bia so a ofra eno so yede bema yede atiefuo nyina ase ijahama Mugabe
look yes yeda say yenu aposi ni bi ene ye ne mame birthday posi ni ne de Eric sojani asrafo ni bia do before complain sojafo no ba ko Eric Toku Eric Toku baby a wo bia se wo mehye campus wo bema campo na wo he life wa se na ye o ma me birthday o ma me ne friend believe Toku tie ma me believe Toku baby a wo bia ye ma happy birthday free oba Eric Toku ho ye ba da ho sinete wo ne afa abo afon krato ye ba honorable Kodwo Aduasa former MP for Adenta Mobetene kan Alhaji Halidu Haruna a member of the NDC National Communication Team sanso ena Alisa Tahiro Nelson a senior political analyst but for me say ene na wi amini omo esi nkonya ye ba sisia
The serene environment fits into the goal of the school, which is simply to provide excellent educational foundation for your world's development before they commence primary education. At first glance, clearly you will see why the school is called Hebron Hills International School, as the building stands tall overlooking town. With a Montessori style, we have experienced and dedicated staff and trained teachers. Our small sizes classrooms are meant to enhance teacher-focused approach where children get one-on-one attention from the teacher. Hello there. We are open at 7:30 a.m. and school closes at 2:30 p.m. After school care is from 4 p.m. to 6 p.m. while early drop-off can be arranged at 6 a.m. Hebron Hills International School is located at Midye off the N7 Road. Locate us with GP postcode GW0688 Ga West and GPS code 06884870. You can contact the school and make further inquiries on 050-876-2375 or call the office directly on 0302-918768. Email us at hebronhills.school@gmail.com. Hebron Hills International School. Excel and shine.
Missy Menanum, a group bassa every brabro Tibedu Imlenu.
As for me, I take very good care of my grandkids. Ye dear grow, na yes, a room maybe crana, me bano timide or movie gumi so weekend.
Hey, woman, remember, I don't think I'm a catcher or say, Yano Medi garlic capsules. As I stand here, my doctor said my whole system has improved very well. Medi garlic Capsules, yes. Medi garlic capsules.
Oh,
Medimosis garlic capsules. Boa mamoja di nipadua ne mu afurusani yi na esiesie oba ne barima ma hona wodin. Ubenya edroyi bi ato omanyi mu pharmacy stores frɛ yɛn wɔ 050-349-4885. Edroyi enya mamofra enye ndi mfie dumienu. Apemfo ene emma emanofo. Medimosis wunni how FDA agidwe di nkra to yi ato.
Upon your arrival, you are introduced to your butler, who plans your itinerary. So many activities, all in the same premises. You visit the gym or the stables, they have it all. At my break, I'm able to practice my putting. They used only electric vehicles here. This creates a serene environment. I'm told it's over 1,000 acres. My cabin here sits on 2 acres with a large terrace space overlooking my private swimming pool. Now this is royalty. They have their own farms, thousands of fruit trees. I can also have my lunch here at the waterfall. Quite a beautiful place you have yourself.
Every human body mass should have at least 60% water for optimal performance in any physical or mental exercise. We can help you maintain it naturally. Natural mineral water. Simply natural. For bulk purchase, call 0596-273-546 or 0596-273-547. This advert is FDA approved.
If I cry na menyisika, edia ye mefui.
Ehin fa na menya bosia, edia tre medwuma yimu.
Kai kra mabre mi yebusia ato taxi fufu. Suhum Rural Bank.
Suhum Rural Bank.
Yema kwa baba Suhum Rural Bank. Ye won hyehyɛ ahodo bi te sɛ dwadifo abosia, ekokro bosia, susu account, ene da so wɔ hɔ savings account, me bada chain savings account, ene de akeka ho. Suhum Rural Bank was 03422919896. Now one so what to me aka say.
Suhum Rural Bank. Ama ene mayeka owner.
Suhum Rural Bank. Enti mepa minie.
Suhum Rural Bank, growing our heritage.
Welcome back from the commercial break, live on TVS YZ and also on Power 97.9 FM and all our affiliate stations across the country. This is your number one political talk show, Inside Politics, with your man at Mugabe Maase, the capacity man sitting behind the console. And Thursday, you move on after young call Ian and Nim we're free a year Robert in security. Champion Robert was in Jackets young command and Mrs. Kofi Kokobo more Newtown, Accra Newtown, Wachacha Muye Papa from Robert Iki Asoriba, or no champion one no. Was a being soon comma grandma Akpene, one of Ablukuma West. I say happy birthday soon comma Gaddafi of Ablukuma. Ti in free Robert war and what in mamma. Well, Sabri, Kopem say a year no bebo. Yesim kunyana ya da jesi issues ni na sinim di kaka ye no ene fi ha ye ma enyina ye ba behwe enne mpenifo wo hanso mo ho aye feyi papa ono bukwadwa adu asade eminim ba bi okwaje na ho ofeni free refusing to grow junfo no enyina soa ne ma na ne de asoa no lazi odini die wi ayapon and your birthday be anka them boni suit kama alaji ye Halidu Haruna former PRO Hajj board and also ewaha member of the NDC National Communication Team, former presidential staffer Bojume ye papa and also ewaha Fantepem for ne UCC for no omo enso ewaha and ye beda just issues na Achemota boy Alisa Tahiru Nelson, senior political analyst ono so UCC foni bia ono so ewo ha ene bisi nkonya ne adagese issues ni nyina emfa so da kese emfa Dr. Amuakon the Victory Garlic Mesa ho adwade nkrato e de breye power specialist eba hospital ye do Maase es natural mineral water simply natural mekom shop biem no obowrema obenya bia to Medimosis Clinic and Herbal Center on the medical capsules and so dia bedwa so kopebi neto ne beboa Safari Valley Eco Resort ho na June ni nyina no ye kwa akodi and birthday meme die 10th honorable John Jenapo die eye on the 8th honorable Clement Park on so June Agalga ye June honorable Kojo Chumba for ye June and her excellency Zita Benson so ye 9 June ye dini sa bom June for no uncle ato ho so ye June na je say ye kono sa Dr. Zanaton so ye June ti June for ne de ye nyina no ye birthday no ye be Safari Valley Eco Resort ho eni bedi no na je say pepepe bibia de dana kwam Hebron Hills International School so ka ho jumeko nyina da romanta chiri and ye day inside politics jumedie that the 2 hour in all the 16 regions across the country. Ye babe da je si issue nyina se ne tie se ne se fata pepepe e de ama ye no hefo ene yen etiefo. Amema mi ya kojo adu asa yakoba naja ye mfa bibia ansa. Kojo rap enyi bibia boko de.
Onia.
Looking good.
Thank you.
Danyami ase.
So what to say?
Abo ade na dom kakra. Me hu ane mani age. But you to say.
Oh, adoma kwa. Enyina ya ho ye.
Appointment abana.
Efi.
The be and what can go say no me ka say be appointment na abana ja.
Na say yeah. We say Fred say.
You bring Azania young.
Yeah, I'm kind of say yeah, brother.
Oh, happy to see you.
Happy to see you too.
Very well. Is that the Bible code here?
Nyami adom.
Say ne budget na mu ni o. Excellence so akasa o CCOs no. Obi a mo adwuma ye bia na e be hwe obi a performance. O modern man so ania Ubekofi o betina nche na foforo aba abehwe na state owned enterprises so no they make profits biano I was say just ye be meji ana say ye be shutting it down no man to me fan to my preference nyina ye be say issues no odwumedies ama alaji alidu so akwaba alaji
meji so
e bia bako de
ya me ado
do ba de na say
odi no we say
atankolega
Atankuluga.
Tanga no be wonim.
Eminim tanga.
Na kolega so wonim. Fantastic.
Na sandwich say kusasi kusasi.
Mamia mo.
Okay, so it enters.
Ya tanga kolega. Se bo no twa enyi.
Boy.
Epo so me talima me da ase a wo ba no me wura ase oba me den.
Dinu de.
Atankolega
ni mu odu
biga sunu boba
ba biga sunu biga
ye say akwada biga
but
just ne ba
wo me tribe no you see biga like somebody stubborn
me dey na stubborn me dey can language
you say
biga just say obi
ba me say biga say wo ye biga bio
Messiah Storm. Why were language? Oh, my media send me a humble storm. Unless I can hear Nelson. The microphone, the bell, and whatever. Looking good. Evidence of good living.
Oh, you are lying.
Where?
It's a sign of reset.
PTCU
of the airwaves without salary.
So we say, I can tell you. You could be Jima, wa boka ewo ge hoko, wa rin sani na.
Say, we say, that be ada hoka say. Onu de ase wo de ejamoa na wo de na makoma no sa na ko ye wo ge hoko. O pe sana nkaza wo de o kai se wo de bi ko ni fie grebe.
Yeah. Or in some first year, always a mimi name is Hano. Ni board ya kasa metro di ni na me share that baby side. That time pono no omo opposition me boa. Omo ba power no ye didn't call give up. What do you expect? Oguno. Now pa Mugabe. As the papa be some catch us say we have to find a way to educate.
Say can bon
Mugabe na make say
chairman.
We catch them last year you know Ojafo. Last year you did battery pass 490 million Ghana cedis unaccounted for. They didn't call road fund. They didn't call road fund. They mobos road fund. Okotutu Ghana water. Onu dey be call e be screeching. We are na can akwapacho amount. What do you say? We have to find a way to educate Ghanaians and put it straight in their head. Say anybody who come under the guise of property owning and investigating the panel, because you see they come to power, they don't have anything, they tout themselves as big, they pose big as if they have something, as if they are coming from somewhere, get opportunity with the state and then begin to loot and make it their own and call themselves rich. If you are going to check, first squad nearby under J. Kufon, go and check. I know most of them. Sata no ma brown mushua. Obesiri sa J. Kufon cross Sata no Bamata Western Hotel. Pabo Shana obesiri sa out of form. By the time he became president, we be no any shopping. They don't have anything. They will come and pose big. Ujafu crying and say free power. Ado show boy, what done for Ado D. What done for walk baby crack commission. Flower pot. Once all this guy will be here. Once a while, when social media. Show. Show a bonny dear. No, you scan no pity. We don't pity on the show. All the pity, some bonny dear, who money fans. On yes, you now, money fans. A better than Intiauka. That's what he does. Until we have to find a way. I've told the news. Say property owning. Body. How can you say development in freedom? Now we be banu, industry. Now we be we be konu. She Japadia we wabenya, ahunya wabenya, because of the opportunity to come. You came to serve. You didn't come and enrich yourself. All right. I'm humbled to meet Honorable Eduasa Mihunache, and I'm Yaminipa Aludu. On the Ablekuma Central, yeah. I'm honored to be amongst them this afternoon.
Very well. Mama Shase from Minua Koyo was the position microphone here, Mamena. You share 2025 budget here. MP before say some budget. Say ni da so papa o share various taxes are ye free so ya bema ye emebunu betten tax ye levy mission ye levy ni ade ni nyina free ho o budget no ni da so
Mugabe me chia ahwefo na etifo nyina
fantastic
me anoma me ne omo abishia ha 2 weeks ago them say me ne Alaji ebishia at least I did me hu na check budget to 2025 it was one that for a very long time as a country honestly the last 8 years imuya Ankasa. It was a period where like you feel pain in your belly when you are like as a Ghanaian. Anytime there will be who say this MPP bunch BB in the open, because usually it is born out of the aesthetics, optics. Na omubinya say ye bibina the pageantry. Like you give the thing a certain outlook. Na perform best to nyuniensa yembo drums yen showcase something that looks nice, extravagant. But say what trans say we share the substance we are ye a dream be pa the co-muntina yedia. You will find them wanting from the very first day they took over government. Because Omoba, 2017, na almost IMF as here. They had no option but to tow a certain like who crocro the John ye bray who say na let's go through the system or the mill with the IMF. The IMF for Bekabia so their first budget it sounded like this particular one so they two-way. But after 2018 when they went off the IMF program and now they are real character unity. And now afi yakobo bosia na ye bosia ni be do ye no you say okay yenya kenke and wache party. Can you imagine? Ministry of Finance. Akojibesiana akobo bosiana nsi hu down no ntime service on debt impono. Ai wakoye party frame crofo so mo be didi freedom so. We are wasa tuaka. There's a cano now wasa tuya homo. This is the government we are talking about. If you haven't gone through these motions for the 6 years in succession, the very last one, Ufuriata, you see, on Yenvina, afi on penny baby in far because standing Crawford or no one more party mono, almost all mon penny. And now, the boss is you, and the moon China, ye budget, ye enough, pamono. And we all saw the pain with which people accepted Yempu. It was pushed down our throats. Say free SHS, school feeding, and a homes and seminar, and no put your mom flagship programs. They couldn't do it, or they couldn't implement it in a manner Ghanaians, especially the beneficiary school for not school feeding. School education every now and then they were complaining. We saw the pictures of people eating. And now one small piece, your chairman nipa 10 was at 12 around the table. Until we've been through something. For the first time, when we saw Atufosin entering the Parliament House with that bag, some of us in Ghana bag, we cringed. Say, and then bag this time yenti, and I heard the free mwaba. Tibi mo dear, na me breezy me ho pa na me pese beti nia ewom. Thankfully, after all the preamble, past 2 years and one, we started with the taxes yes, because we're all expecting after the campaign, levy, beko, your friends say emission tax, beko, betting tax, beko. So we were all in anticipation, say, taxes, beko, ampa.
But now we did say, beko, within the first year budget.
No, na ya ye a yikakra. Skeptical, say, is it going to be part of this budget? And I say, yeah, Baba Kase, next year, oh baby. It's when we started outlining them. Utu said there was that spontaneous reaction, first from the members of parliament and for those of us outside.
In the election year.
Just say, it was like another independence. Then they say, yes, Abusuk, I saw some of the videos.
Yeah.
The spare parts dealers. Yeah. It was like a fanfare, jubilation all over the place. And for me, for once, those days, Kwesi Botwe,
the late
Kwesi Botwe, and I said, Oba Parliament, about the kind budgeter.
And the Rawlings administration.
Yes, and now, sir,
hope no
euphoria no to be anticipate say bibi e da bisi so
komna do formo
even set tekpe. But after all of this, what are we talking about? E-levy is gone. Emission tax is gone. Now you see, before the budget, now Crawford say, oh, yeah, young Crawford. Now Saska we are. Yeah, or say, yeah, or Baba is our taxes we get every. And he found, and that loophole now. See ye. We're cutting those taxes different way. Loophole na baba da and he no be sika e dey free. And the master stroke. Like the word. To force it. At the handle. Sa answer no. It was just beautiful. I said, look, just one a year, your revenues tax revenues now. There is a 6% friend saying tax refund. To say they anticipate say taxpayers need the application, they will have issues and then they would have to refund some of the things. They anticipated that and they usually put away
also a creation by
Sectoral before we left.
Yeah.
Who was then deputy minister?
Yes, I thought was deputy minister. So this 6% had been there.
Go to apprenticeship. Like say the honorable Atofo Okomo.
Yes.
Very well.
It for all these years. 6% in EG. We be say 6% no. A day na MPP for no day.
It's a big question.
Because we did 6% in year. Na ma sa tax no so asan foaso. Betting tax muji. Levy muji. Plus that 6%. Even with that, we didn't see that relief. But with this master stroke, 6% now near Jino. Yati e-levy, Ephraim. Yati betting tax, Ephraim. Yati emission tax, Ephraim. Yati Ephraim, you're saying surplus. Surplus na kaya non so. Yes, Sabi. Ya yankola ma sabi edu busumina omu yekanza omu bu omu nsa mrepi no omu mu bebre shedan ko school because e ba no ahusiesie ni ade na ya na enkoyi sikasem nti ya na omu mu bebre nko nti ya maame vice president the initiative maybe a chairman or minister of education or started the Juma MPP for Supano.
World Bank sponsorship.
A Supano at the Coordinator Parliament, Mekais MP, a friend saying, a sports minister, youth and sports. Azekesiama made the mockery of it in Parliament. And you see, Yati. Sikada be 279 million cedis atonchen say yemfa mwa na yemfa procure be na fi yemfa bi so in promote local production of these sanitary parts emaya yemba. It is for me I mean a big friend of master stroke no. And so anyway, MPP ministers ahodo buy including Amin Antaus here alone and saying obi afu say time over private life now or you very gentle all of a sudden and then I was shocked to my marrow. Say all of a sudden this guy has assumed the posturing of the MPP as I've always known.
You want to use him?
Intro.
That's not what they did to Baumia.
Dr. Baumia chinu who kakra out of the intro. Afe who na who do any more ba? Why? Young man, I don't know about a year, not to say, Piamwa to go and lie. The documents around all of us are yakin kind prove, say, betting task
was implemented in 2023.
I feel man done say man. And you know what? Kelvin Taylor made a certain analogy of this same tax system. I say, sir, betting tax ya mu suhui. Say obi kunye sika wo he na ye dia plug those holes. I say, sir, sika no ha money tia. Who are the people who pay the taxes? Is it not the same Ghanaians? Ghana for the tia taxes no. So 11 emission tax ne ho. Ghana for na the tia. Now so buy say own tia bio or mamu tia bio mo. Who benefits? No, who benefits? Is it not the Ghanaian? Nipo tia no. Ono na na no ho kire no. E na buy say okay, me ma own tia. Iti loophole na mo si yenko plug no. Yenko plug the amount wana mo. The same citizens. For me, I think, sir, 2025 ongoing. Look, there's the past 2-3 days. Baby amakwa. Mati one single, apart from our people who are, what I say, the Bibiabo, they call it pain, they have to say something out of pain. Uti, the former deputy minister, lady Abena said, just say, you can tell, say, I say, you shame a could be so no, she shouldn't be by force. And the struggle to explain, Markins, I mean, to the extent, say, but speaker had to reprimand him so childishly, like you treat you as a collar. And for me, I think, say,
he knows the standing orders and everything.
Ghana, dear, I think we've seen something new.
Good.
And we want to believe, say, that we are NDC Ashasiano. I don't know, it wasn't here. I think I was on Metro over the weekend.
Okay.
And I said it, say, and say, CEOs no, to just be on their own. There must be a certain direction. A bet say, Bob Mobay. I had not yeko. Inti. And you say, like business as usual. The same Anamo can't coffee Jumadia. Wakugu give hockey. We shouldn't wait for things like that to happen before we come lamenting. Yema omu directional obiawo. There should be key performance indices from where you are now, where you want to go. Now you monitor. I wish say you better another monitoring system. All these institutions every year you do balance sheet. Who said, you've performed. Board, it shouldn't just be board as usual. And your board are tasking to come up with results. Revamping the various state institutions. Let's let Ghanaians know the state in which they are today. The way are better, so that when some progress also is made, people can appreciate, say, if we have any BP, so that it doesn't become business as usual. Okay. I'm so happy, say, President, Abua Sankofu now what took the move to a trouble. Say, look, and your bar, my bar, say, me pay occupy space. Mabano, this is my vision. I had a person because this is the direction I want to go. You come along with me. Along my lines, and your lines, and yes, Adia, and I believe, say, with that kind of admonishment, our people, most of them, I would say, are inexperienced. Most of them, but as young as they are widely read, and we believe, say, yes, you'll be no more, there are people who have charted that path before. they should always seek counsel before they take decisions. Board never also board no. In some cases, the CEO becomes very powerful and then begins to override the board. Or no board chairman and kasa. To as a year no board chairman nechi na wakwa pay 2 or 3 people behind the scenes not to say they keep it. Please, this is a team that we all are playing in. We be unfana drink cry work outside the system. No, some of us are ready as much as they will consult. We are ready. My brother here, I don't know too much about him, but I know my brother here. He's been in government, presidency, and all of that. It's our experience. Tomorrow, we need to be a montias here. Now, say, no free and I'm direction. I can give it to you
free of charge.
Now, because 2028 it must be a walkthrough. Election crying people for they wouldn't even be ready to do it because we will nail them back to maybe at 64 from 88 to 64, and then the 38 now 38, but we at least amanya be at 30. Okay. If we do our work, our homework well, it the basic answer.
Very well. But I say, I honorable Kojo as a former MP for Adenta. I call Alaji Halidu Haruna Suna Yenti honors in the submission.
I am say. Mamintia Ashefo na mecha me colleagues last Tuesday was a day make us say energy me who I have witnessed Kwesibuchi me who time ni
finance
minister budget. At least I've seen him. I've seen a couple of them paper any the account. But last Tuesday, for the first time, men who that kind of excitement, not only from the top executives, but ghetto boys. In fact,
ghetto boys.
Wow. Omu pese omu tie dia budget numeka. Last Tuesday, and you enter every corner where ghetto they were just interested in what will come out of that budget. So it tells you the impact Sabiu and the level of trust Ghana for Omuoma John Dramani Mama. When my dear I see last Tuesday, now me drive it, now me tea at 240. Along the line, MPs start to say, I never knew where the thing they done on me. I started singing in there. You see, leadership is about truth and honesty.
Yeah.
We are Kendinia now we didn't create. We teach our phone or more deal with you. They will always remain loyal and committed to you because you are chatting a part of truth. Now, after the reading of the budget, MPP for Musi a budget. I find it difficult to appreciate the word that Omu use a tagisa budgeting because Nipa Sabio washebo. Na Niboshe Munu what Chiresef Sabio Niboshenu he believed in it. Opese only Ghana for a year. Boshenu say Miba level ya tokwa NDC MPs SC 11 the most senseless unfair tax we introduce enye almost say there be 11 akoban sabi ufa otiye uya and now we know uya ebe solve almost say ebe generate a certain number of jobs. Now today I find it a bit surprised and shocking. The MPP have the audacity even to be telling the people of Ghana, say, budget, Omo and Kabi Bia say, Ombefa Ejumai some MP so etro say, ya freezy employment. Meanwhile, you have introduced e-levy on the basis of the fact, say, Ebe Kriti Juma. I want to me and catch me say 11 we introduce and I created 1,000 jobs and Ghana for. That is a total failure. But you see, the essence of budget and not policies of government, you measure it by the effect on impact on the people and reduction of poverty. Now, till from Fourth Republic, yesterday, and the role is Eba Kufo, Mills, Jomama, Eni Nanadu. According to Global Info Analytics, Omu survey research, all these presidents are Omu policy are impacting in reduction of poverty in Ghana. Jomama stood tall. You see, Kufo taking over now the percentage of poverty is 45%. Within the first year, Otimi reduced here, but from his second year, 2004 to 2008, it increased back to 45%. What it simply means is that the policies are implemented because Ntimi are addressing the needs and the concerns of the people of Ghana. Most by inherited from 45%, reduced to 21%. And Sana John Mama reduced poverty to 13%. And Sana Ofri Abaimo. At that time, what it means is that the policies and programs of John Mama impacted positively on the lives of the people of this country. Reduced the rate of poverty from 45% Kufuor Jaye. Mills Ebefa reduced to 21. Mama reduced it to 13%. Then AC and Akufo-Addo increased it back to 45%. All free Abaimunu, it was moving around 25%. Why am I raising this issue? I'm raising this issue to tell you that John Mahama understands what the problems of this country is. And then he proposed policies that will impact in reducing what is actually militating against the survival of the people of Ghana. So I wasn't too much surprised. Inti Obo Baby Sua now MPP for because they don't have the understanding. Now Modi ye ridicule. Can you say ridicule? I once read Julius Nyerere ni confession about Dr. Kwame Nkrumah. What can I say at the time Dr. Kwame Nkrumah and Julius Nyerere, they were peers. Yeah, but the contemporary, you see, just in interview by African Watch, I can say, they don't come they don't understand it. It's like Nkrumah was 1,000 miles away from his own leadership, leadership across the African continent. Like he's too ahead of them. So and so I am not too surprised. Say MPP na Jomama Eka say or pese oye nkuko nkiti na omu serino. They don't understand. But you see, anybody who has a better understanding and appreciation of the economy of this country will understand that this man is touching where it will actually affect positively the needs of the people. Growing up as a young man in the North Upper East Boku, you fear when we say now you do a bro, so you see that. So you just go back to the backyard and take whatever. The women don't go. Your parents now market. They have it at the back of it. So at least at that time, the backyard gardens. But the world is evolving. Now, when you see those things, we think that we a villager, we feel grassy. But you see, those things assisted us to reduce poverty within our community. Very important. John Dramani Mahama, I am saying today, and I agree with the majority leader. See, by the time you end up implementing his budget, this one, and the last budget the elephant obedani obey also no kete, and it is not in doubt. But you see, there's something critical that we have to look at. These MPP people accuse John Dramani Mama. Oh, Mutumanu Obawa Obe cancel senior high school. The money voted for free senior high school is the highest ever. Onua wasi wa introduce nu one first sika no enko. Ewo free senior high school
blueprint.
And I keep telling people that you see
document the
MPP has no appreciation of social interventions. So sometimes when you are arguing with them, then they ask you, NDC, social intervention ben amu here. You people believe in property owning, capitalist oriented government belief. The party that is actually socialist oriented, no, you are asking him whether he understands what is social intervention. So sometimes me in an argument I ask them, what is your understanding of social intervention? They won't define it. They won't tell you that. You can even tell them that, oh, that is not it. They won't tell you. Then they'll begin just to be mentioned. Now, what is the essence of bringing an intervention you claim is social, but yet it increases poverty? The essence of implementing social intervention is to reduce poverty. Yeah. Now, once you introduce social intervention, and the records as Global Info has put out, saying that you have increased poverty from the 13% to 45%. What it simply means that what you implemented wasn't actually even conform to social intervention.
Okay.
You understand my argument? Yes. Because the essence of your intervention is to reduce poverty.
They intervene into their pockets.
But you have introduced that issue, that policy, so-called, but yet they are telling you that per the figure, you have increased it from 13% to 45%. It has become worse. Right. So it simply tells you that but the man who has the understanding of it is telling you that we will do it better. So he has decided to vote 3.5 billion into that. And he comes back to tell you that, okay, you have capped Get Fund. And that fund is meant to provide infrastructure. Look, before the exiting of John Dramani Mama, I know, because I have facilitated those projects. Odogono Secondary School, who called Odogono Secondary, there's a project there. Omuba and Omajai. Me facilitated that project because, you see, constituency Abekuma Central, we have only one secondary school, that is Keteku, Kaneshi Senior High School. So, but surrounding the constituency, you were Wesley Grammar, Odogono will benefit from it, any Ebenezer Secondary School. Inti me Imagine say to me provided the infrastructure, new infrastructure in all these schools, it will become beneficial to Abekuma Central people. Inti mima omudi dormitory block biko Odogono. Omudi baku ko I can say Science Resource Center ediko Ebenezer Secondary School. My alma mater, Mfansipim. Yeah, the dormitory echo. They have just stopped all these projects. Now listen. Why Joe Mahama's policy impacted on the lives of the people at the time, construction. Most of these construction companies employed most of these ghetto boys. So every day, Usoria, Ukojuma, you have no time to sit and be watching football, even to be doing betting. You claim you have introduced social intervention, and it was under you that people are engaged in betting the most. It doesn't make sense. I'm sure I'm making the argument is I'm making sense out of that. Yeah. And so for me, when you listen to the man, and fortunately I read somewhere where the person is saying that there are 7 head of states across the world that when they speak, they mean what they say. And your mama happened to be one of them. Let the Ghanaian people not take whatever he says for granted. And if you are an appointee of him, don't take him for granted.
Very well.
He's not coming to play. He's coming to, and I'm saying, the way I owe you know, Joe Mahama will eventually end up making it extremely impossible for MPP to be voted. Because his actions is exposing the deceitful conduct of leadership, particularly within the MPP.
Very well.
And I keep saying that my policy in politics is that be truthful and be honest. Let posterity judge you. Do what is right and do what at least tomorrow when the clock is being looked at back, I might say, oh, way by, and I have no doubt in mind by the end of the 4-year tenure of John Dramani Mahama, the good people of this country themselves will call on him to continue. Not that even though people are saying 4 years, but I have no doubt the way he's going. The Ghanaian people are happy. Go into every community, you see people so excited because they have seen it. And let me conclude by saying, sir, me MPP journalist be well. Anyway, Onoangasa can say 1-2 about mind this that. But he said that if he's going to mark John Dramani Mahama in percentage terms, he will give him 90%. Wow. And Waka can say, Omwa to ama John Mahama no nyame nhyira. And I received that in Shira. That blessing, I have received it because this is a period of blessing, Ramadan period. Yeah. So once na Waka, and there is nothing.
So how can a former finance minister lied in the month of Ramadan?
It is quite sad. But you see, the MP Okankwe Central, when you say Wapacho, Okankwe Central Abba,
Patrick Boama.
But I felt that say your car dignity and trust. Waka said their finance minister no car a slip of tongue.
But what is it?
But that is why my expectation is say no my address press conference. I was expecting to hear him admitting that he erred, because as for human beings we can't get it right. But it is so frightening for a former finance minister who presided. What it simply means is that he has just told us that he was just put there, but he was not in charge. Very well. If indeed he was in charge, he would have known that money had been deducted. Right. And surprisingly enough, he has just confirmed why the MPP must not be granted an opportunity anytime soon close to the presidency, because yayi omusika who finance minister catch him say more implementing. What it simply means that those who have suffered that deduction are looking at you as a deceitful character.
Very well, my man Alaji Alidu was live on TV as well as and also on Power 97.9 for medical and submission free on Abokojo Duasari, former MP for Dental Alaji Alidu. So EDB Akon, I call Alessa Nelson and 80 on also the submission.
Mugabe Maase made us in Yakwenya there, mommy. But me, yesterday, I saw the darkest hour before the dawn. The darkest hour just before the dawn. That was yesterday's presentation. That is what I saw from yesterday's presentation. And there's hope ahead. And the reset is a reality. Why am I saying that? The young man at Forcing is a challenge taker. He's somebody who will take good decisions for the betterment of all of us and not for trickery. Get it right, Mugabe. There are some people who have come in the past 8 years who have been finance ministers, who walk to parliament, pray to God, quote the Bible, do everything possible, yet what they are reading, they don't believe in it. And there's a lot of trickery in it. At the end of their term, we have seen it. What we're just talking about, tax. You people, the tax, you people be careful. Maybe SML collected the money, but didn't give it to GRA. So Amin Anta has made no mistake. Yes, maybe SML collected it on the way, and he didn't see it. But anyway, I didn't expect Amin Anta. I'm sure he was just doing window dressing. I know him from the University of Cape Coast. I mean, he has come through a lot. If I were him, I won't put myself up to be used in such a manner. If he does not refrain from what he's doing, I'll come on his neck like I came on Afenyo's neck. I'm just telling him quietly, he's in the month of Ramadan, he's praying, he's fasting, he's my friend. But if he does not stop lying, I'll come on his neck. That is what I've said, Mugabe. Because you were made finance minister. Why didn't you criticize Kemi Voyata, the one you took over from? You should have told the whole world why he lost his job and you took over the job. Tell us. And don't be saying what you are saying. Mugabe, this is an honest man's word and it's as good as his bond. Yesterday, Atuba Forcing showed how honest a man he is, and we will take his word, the budget he has given us, as his bond. and we'll come along with. Me, what I want to do is the highlights and where the monies will be going to and who will be the beneficiaries so that they will chase it and not come and blame us that when we came to power, we didn't do anything for them. Mugabe, listen to me very well. One, the big push. A lot of money is going into the big push. 13.85 billion. And what is the big push supposed to do? If you check the manifesto, it's supposed to support infrastructure development. So a lot of contractors are going to get work. Carpenters, masons is going to go to the construction industry. So we want to see that place flourish. Many carpenters who have sat at home for the past 8 years, who couldn't feed their families, who couldn't find jobs, this is an opportunity for you. So those contractors who will be taking up the jobs must open up.
Those in the ghettos.
Yes, so and take up those people who are unemployed. Sometimes when you say the ghettos, I want to fight you. It's not for nothing that they wake up at home from their homes and go and meet them.
Jobs.
If they have, even if they have peace at home, they will not go and sit where they sit and congregate.
So under this administration,
I've been in the ghetto. Listen to me. I've been in the ghettos before. I've told you this when we went to Usawan prison. You see, I used to go to the backyard to see a certain group of people.
We are still in the ghetto.
No, as for Abdulkader Sectoral, as quickly as possible, we must be able to get most of them out and make their future different. Find them skills. You are talking about an apprenticeship program. Right. Yes, huge sums of money have been pumped into apprenticeship program. So you learn a trade, then they will help you to set up so that you too can employ somebody. So especially the rural areas, you understand? Young girls, yes, who don't have the opportunity to go to secondary school or have completed and couldn't make it. You take this opportunity, go and be an apprentice, go through apprenticeship program, and then when you master, you become a madam, they help you, or become a master, you also employ people. Good, it's a good thing. Then you talked about the non-academic fees. 499, Charlie.
First year,
Mugabe didn't brand the brand and send and control university. Your team is here. It is a scam when you a bear refund. I'm telling you, they have to refund it to us.
They will refund.
Yeah, they refund. And with the better laptop and more. No more use, no more to me. I say some academic better. So me, as a JM, I don't know what to say. Some academic, I say me call party man. Every feel or no, but me no pay to man. Why yadi and kasa? What say? What batra akomiano so? And what coffee? Coffee musu one koda. When you are going be maso. We stayed in Ghana, watched television, followed every event. Yes, and this is a solution-oriented budget. And I make an the victims of Akosombo Dam. Omo Makasa say yes, full even another one they say you people didn't vote for me. To show that on this, you know, Pamo mo free or cry to me. John Muhammad is 242.5 million. Charlie to go and solve that. Uni mukofo luso mudai. It will go a long way. Almost can you come in some way?
And 90 million.
Oh, say they are below. They are not doing so. Bayanu, Mahama Bayanu, Babaye. Let us say fire. We all say 1,000 years in the diamond term. What I say? There's a lot. There's a year. The years gap between Anado and JM is 1,000 years. What I say? Into OSHA NHIS allocation. Near the yeah. Omu difference. Omu disikani so we need more. You see a carpet me boy. An investment banker who has been made a finance minister or to make fire funds your savings I see a D2 yachi in Chelsea bar sana mukani utrim or no wako forward D we are wasa capino the nyamiase je mabeyi capino or the sikasa to say National Health Insurance Fund you mean why you no break cocoa farmers near the ukwa they need what government gives to them. Those social interventions that come, they help them to change a lot. 2.8 billion Ghana Road Fund. They have found the chairman. Remember, Ninko Yeni Suba into Safanya marking. Almost canning cut down. Now your roads in interregional connectivity. Oh yes, Mugabe. Yenya Juma. Send me panel. Oh no. Why would me live in government Abuja? Or no, Juma Dada. Over Juma man, cry. You run ahead of the work. You understand? So yes, you must be able to make sure these funds go down. Action man. Yeah, crying. We need to know when you are going to Kumasi. Are they? Mugabe. Last time you go Kumasi, they make a fire. On the side they make a AC from Kofan Koko, Kona be dito be me sa krana sing na me body party dia o no free Roma so fu bi on ko je me kru intro 9 o mo ko ho to na say me na be ka kire o mo to na say my case and wife ko free ho my friend say akoso aponi o mo nyina mo jakro no mo go see the town we made a detour because the Kumasi road had been blocked at Nkoko, so we had to make a detour. Oh Charlie, who control now first Omukoko ni Omuboard there, but be able to international. What has happened to that town? Our roads must be able to affect some of these towns to revive them. Then the district assembly common fund so omo to all and so omo campaign no bra. Omo ko this kan omo campaign no. Ye kaka pa wo Mugabe Maase. Omo ko ri trophy. Omo what na who somebody here no. And no be omo ko this kan no. Ye to watch wo. Ye to bako wo. And no dey no be omo twa kire wo. And one play to the ball. Monsieur me pay me once and maybe say me need go show Kempiski. We go and remember there me pepper gari and beans there. Me be le pay no. O be $100 we need him. Sure, no see that yes I me yada. Let us go and sit down, let me eat well. Wait, just this gari and beans $100. E wa me pray. So e be na esinu. We be tia. Who say we no a budget we meet a budget pad and it does 3.5 billion. Look, the few SHS a buy no before after the 1992 constitution 6 million people missed the opportunity to get to secondary education because they didn't have the funds in the rural areas especially. And if you look at the gap between rural and urban education, we needed to send secondary education by force to our rural people. So I supported the free SHS, but there was no source of funding. Who headmaster now you want to be innovative with the school and try and raise money? Look at the amount of money. Mugabe need to be in the billion. We are born in 3.5 billion free SHS program. So the secondary schools no more so that their cognitive development no and cause you more snack. No talk do man kwalano. Omo snare do na. O say watch no munya kosua mi no. Kosua na make no. Mumma kwadu, omo di kwadu put on in their food so that their brains will develop. They become intelligent citizens growing up going to school. Who can say e be you are school feeding 1.788 school feeding kwalano previous years no. Hey, contractors ni kro enyeska no mo dia to beans. No man kwalano. Who dey na esin dey na you go who Bafa stock no or the pre MP or Pusiga. No dey say no na say wanya Mugabe. Mugabe who say sa prison for dia ni na you go who won sawam no. Wa ho yellow face no. Dey who wani no. Afemu friend say me your face no. Say ye ni bi. We ni bi. Because fair me bro say share dia na omudi wo ho. Charlie, the school feeding was worse than what is happening at Akuse, not in Sawam. In Sawam is international. In Sawam is international university. International, yes, prison. If you go to Akuse, it's a local one. I'm saying the school feeding in Kalana is worse off than the food in Akuse prison. I'm not demeaning you, but I'm telling you why. You have been there before. Yes, I've had experience. Yes, they took a year 1 week. Nobody to international prison. That's nobody off. Nobody me share one so. It's our Akuse they be on my secret ID. I say who call Akuse nim. I'm say no be here. It's no one person who be here. It's somebody you could see. Uja phone Akuga mu do Akuse no mu bofu. But me no you see be. No, omo ni ji won sawam. Me na be bofu won sawam. Tie ba Akuse mi so be hu ni nipa bi wo ho. Yeah, who I see no ni so ye nipa. Nti na ma e free. No mo do bi omo so mo. We went did 3 days. They catch now the intia. And then I say budget way it must affect the prison service. Mugabe. Yes. Don't we have incarcerated them? They are watching. Yes. I'm sitting. Chalo mo do anya mo didi mu nye. Enye kura. Say obi akwa remand dem kwa 10 years. Look at what happened to Gregory Afoko. Mo didi mu nye. Omo you be 19 good years. Yeah, wako up and down. So that remand for 19 years. Yeah, he was found not guilty. Yes. Hey, Mugabe. Yes, wasted years. Now also Uncle Duasari Akabibi also wasted years, wasted days, wasted seconds, wasted minutes, wasted hours in there. You wake up, there's nowhere to go. By 4 o'clock you should be going inside. It's well dressed to where? Back to sleep. You see that you have lost everything. Now we now jawo yiri no mawa bontin there one shall be dam inside. Yes, if you don't have any proper care for your family, and anybody is a candidate for prison, yes. Unam kwaswa watch baby na be you have to Mugabe ni Mrs. Kani bin called prison service from Famwa Ghana National Fire Service on cars ni bebre asay I'm sure they'll be doing. Yes, fire tenders in the
I also heard the last one, President Mills Mahama. 8 years under MP. So
the powerful Sorgo.
Chief Fire Service.
Mugabe, inti omu diano mankolanya dianepa. Ewo school feeding. I said omu banana, omu snack. Kwa duni ndiye. So worms won kwala emu a on to means you had here. So if you give them banana, they feel uncomfortable. When they report that to you, then you deworm them. Then that one, they go to school, they can sit and concentrate and listen to the teacher and absorb and become better. They catch a move for a war. In the rural areas, you find a lot of honey. Yes, put it in their food for them, in their breakfast. Cocoa and millet, put it in the school feeding. And then man kwala fresh. Bisa mo fast ni said no mo dey break fast no. Enye cocoa and gaza mo for capitation grant Mugabe. Hey, big buy yache papa. 140 JM. I don't know what to say, Charlie. 145.5 million. Hey, million you get what you saying. Hey, Sikaba. Sikaba. Hey, more Sikane Bamu. Use the money well. This is what I hate. The government has committed itself to make all these things available. If you don't use the money well, it will get down to the people. It will not reflect in what we want to do. Our vision will not be realized. 564 free provision of free textbooks. Yeah. Free textbooks. Oh, corner my books. No kind of school. No what you know be. Charlie, what is more important than this? He has done enough. And nursing training allowance, any teacher training allowance, and you Tongana for, and you Brian Jemo, and 203 and 408 million. And Jemo Bois. This is it. It's here. Yes, 203 million for teacher training allowance and 408 million for nursing training allowance.
Most of educationists appears to disagree with this portion, but I think we need to go and engage the students. But it stands to reason to get this thing out so that you give them more opportunity for more people to be enrolled. So that at least you benefit. But it needs education.
Please, we tried it. No, but we have a good intention to put them alone.
No, but prior to the election,
yes,
I have listened to nurses who say we don't need alawa. They have not completed. Those in school. Because you see, engagement, who engage in our educate you, man. The people are human beings.
But let me tell you, Alaji, I agree.
The best of it. You see, Alaji, it is a choice.
Yeah.
Who was school? Now you finish as a nurse, as a teacher, you come automatically, you are employed.
Yeah.
Compare that with taking allowance, you come and sit at home for 10 years. Which one do you do?
No.
We need to educate them.
Yes,
I am saying that it's good. We have continued with it.
Yes.
But it is a misuse of the resources. You see, this one will not contribute to reduction of any poverty. If we this money, this money, there are people who are me fear. My father was virtually a watchman. A night watchman. You see, no watchman.
I know what he's talking about. He knows I know him, so he's saying.
When I'm talking, but it was. And yesterday I was just talking to a friend in my car. That when I was in UCC, the student loan 50 cedis. People have used the 50 cedis to establish businesses
in the school. Yes,
there's the student loan.
Yeah,
but I'm saying that you see, who educate you more? These are students. They need to understand the impact of this money are almost. These are their future.
And I don't think
so. During the campaign. Some have understood. They came to have the appreciation that, okay, our seniors have completed. So Ankameyanji allowance, because the government of the MPP used this as a decoy to deceive.
Yeah.
We are genuinely interested in addressing issues of development. So we continue to give them, but we should continue engaging the students so that they should appreciate the enormity of the crisis in our country, where there are many who are coming from the SSS that they cannot go, they won't have access in the university. So engage more. I'm sure they will come to understand so that the MPP cannot take advantage of it and deceive them anyway.
Very well. Okay. What I'm saying is that you see the history underlining this teacher training allowances. In the Champions time, when there was a brain drain, teachers decided to leave for Nigeria.
People were not interested in
going to teacher training. So they decided to use this thing to entice
to attract.
You understand? Now, you look the poverty levels, you even between urban and rural. Yes, you somebody who can make 6 years in a rural area, but will not even get a chance to go to the university because they cannot pay. But with this one, they can go to a teacher training college, take their loan. Those are genuine needs. And then when they take it, it doesn't mean that with the loan, giving the loans, we will not build hospitals. We will not expand school infrastructure. You understand? We'll do that one alongside at the same time, making sure, because this one, it became a campaign issue. And they used it against us. And they lied to the people. And they didn't give them.
That it changes close to election. Anything that almost to me deceives. But I'm saying that as we continue to pay the allowance, the ministry should commission a team to be educating and engaging the students so that at least people will be wise up. Because the point is that once here, we are, others will come and deceive them.
The reason is what he said. Say, be to encourage the
people to come into the field.
Yes. Yeah. But don't also forget, say, I want for you senior high school. Now, as I say, to enter
universities,
like colleges of nursing, teacher training now. Because, as I say, they have to index them against the money that they paid.
So there's a quota.
There's a quota.
So we are preventing people from entering.
Because of limited funds, 600 and not 700. So we can pay them the allowance.
It's the same argument they advance for senior high school.
The rest will then stay behind the scene because they didn't cover for that particular year. They may have to wait for another year and all of that. To cure
a second look at
whole way now, a bit made this a backlog because we have the classrooms that can accommodate, we have the lecturers that can teach, but because of the quota,
because the government doesn't have enough resources.
Exactly,
but you know, always be
it's true. They have increased the quota by 30% by this amount of money. This amount of money that government has given, it will allow for the tertiary, the colleges of education and nursing to take 30% more than they used to take. You understand? So I get the argument.
That also tells you that the 30% is not all.
It could have been more. It's true. The loan system was better, but it will take time. The loan that
that's what I'm saying,
proposed,
engagement.
The loan JM proposed and then was to go a long way to take away this education and then allow them to train so that we can have money built for them, the hospitals, tips compounds.
You are just finishing and then there's a job for you.
That's the thing.
And also to have a universal tertiary system.
Exactly.
Because your brother is in the university.
Taking loan.
I am in teacher.
Do you know that even
why should I be given and then my brother? Do you understand? It's not fair. What you say is universal understanding that all of us.
My happiness is that they have cancelled.
But when you say this policy of allowances are cancelled, it started under Kufuor.
Yes.
Odum, former deputy minister of Odum. Deputy Minister of Health. I have a document of it that he signed, and he sending it to Finance Minister, telling them that because of the crisis in the wage bill, the finance, they wanted to do it, but they lost the election. Then the Jomama administration, later part of 2016, and because of sensitive nature of it, Obia free team. Now, if you educate them, they will agree so that you are secure of your
30 seconds to wrap up.
I'm saying that Atufosi has embarked on the social democratic path to reset and recover by his statement on Tuesday. He wants to attain full employment for us. And it is clear, equal opportunity and education opportunities and personal development for all people. You look at the disbursements of the money, it goes to all sectors of the economy. And I'm saying that we must be proud that we have put up this budget.
Well, see, 80% of district assembly common funds should go direct to the assembly.
Yes. money
assemblymen are also going to get 10.
What? So you see what the Watuba forcing by this statement has made himself very, very popular with the Ghanaian people. You know, he went to the markets before he read the budget. Yes. So his popularity is rising. He must keep his word in the budget as a bond, and I'm sure that by the end of the year.
One good thing about him is composure.
Of course, yes.
Solid. Move on after Safari Valley Resort can hold a Jumedi Ebrewo, Ope baby, or betting I could do holidays and now could do weekend beer. Now do any actually more wildlife experience, which I would do how when the Beji Papa, Jata Sebo, minimum enche or mobile worry. Intino, and a year party ni bibia betumi ayeda betumi akoso swimming pool gym ho bibia kama eho anopa asem bia bekoso kama ede amount ntifo ni ekire o munu ane nso no local and continental dishes we do any ekire wa be enje obi filie maka cho se junfo ni nyina ho na fi ye be chile nti wo so bo homode se wo so ne wo yire ne nkola no weekend mu betumi akọ ho chile Easter na ebe yi entene fifo mokọ ho na ejawo chile a obeko wan chile a obeko so let's chill na nkwala no so feel from 0596914394 0596914394 ofra safari omobejo so omo wodewu in the eastern region Okre constituency Medimoses Clinic and Eba Center semen kancho say mo the medical capsules the abedwa so medical capsules no nya bia eboa ye papa eboa ema blood circulation omoja etimi di ni pedua ni mo frusa ni ye eboa boost immune system no ema ni pedua no gina na so brane and aso ye won so kwa obi a wo process problems for nichire ho sexual weakness male and female infertility hypertension diabetes sciatica typhoid fever malaria stroke any dental problems no what they call dying Medimoses Clinic and Herbal Center omo betumi aboa hwemachira kwan wa dental barrier omoni police station and the D enhwanimu waje kojo omoni school for the deaf and the D enhwanimu kumasa hinema kokoben ye ho sanso na wo AESL building inside the Ghana Highway Authority yard the Wakra Ministries for Medimoses now and twetwe nkomo on 0244 068447 0244 068447 ofra Medimoses obejo so as natural mineral water and so papa crojen agana fo nyina age atum woduani ekire mekom sho bi organ ha wo benya bi ato oba SYZ broadcasting company limited or so benya bi 37 abe street here usu ene wo na so be 0596273546 Clifford Mo ebejo so ofra humatufu ya dudu bia opebia no wonsa ebetumi aka power specialist about hospital semen kancho say hepatitis A B C D ni bia na yi ni na etete wo hepatitis B ni C ni D ni yi ni nyina de udu ha obete ne te fatty liver sciatica a process problem unno mpeni be na atechema ya ulcer ana say component se minimum fibroid minua ba se be yi wa wode na gu fo ni eche maame edo ya so ye ewo power specialist about hospital kuma se wo fe ya se lekbosom che kwantempo no so ewo aputu ja ye kontra se kwan so a ye ne just bo filling station na edi ehwani mu nkra ye wo kwa benya pokwasi ACP kwantempo no so takrade wanaje estate ye be anaje MA primary school no fe na oni entwetwe nkomo power specialist about hospital ewo 0244544422 0244544422 ofra ye mami obejo so Asari joins Kingsby Runabout so mo bi muku ha bajua ene mamesewa ene menua Barbara munyina moti wona Sunday kebab wono so ejina wa wono so eti we say tankolega biga more fire de munyane sa baba eyonso of Fidel ewo aye petroleum ha wono so baba wono so ebi atumuku ha couple ewo nkroma flat ewo latebi kwashi wono so ebi atum menua ba Esther ene Lydia mo omunyina ebi atum yaba omota ho dendenden wo latebi kwashi Joanna Sport ya enye asemketu a couple we bi atum ya manfo beto kebab ne ade nyina no obia etie efri eya so mo ben radio good ye papa ntincha kese enkoma mo Victory Garlic Mesa Dr. Makomote nka ena awie moja ntimi ni pedua ni mafusa ni ye blood circulation no ye ntimi enko ni pedua ni mu ye no wonya Victory Garlic Mesa ni bi na aboba ebetumi abo ye papa obi ontumi ni de nanimu ato bro ne beka se loss of appetite wonya ye Victory Garlic Mesa ni bi boa ebetumi abo wo amane magina so ye papa ede
ama oba ko mfekyire no ayase bo dwedwe pebinom na betumi abo sisi memma sisi ma nti pebinom na betumi abo for 0201293280 0201293280 ana 0242545633 0242545633 ofra yabejo so Hebron Hills International School admission so koso banning 3 months ekosi 5 years alisa ba be wo for free first one the university dada I say was be ware for free wo for free aka hu en akodere na chasema be fa no Hebron Hills International School was say excel and shine be free 3 months go 5 years Montessori entity and a free 6 years economic lower and upper primary no admission eguso ekoso tututu mnekai na also ekwaje wodi enche na mo amwo eye ayikando blue ene ne patem mo nya modie ne kumasen so na je say apata no so mo so modie ebeye ready very soon na ultimate say yes Hebron Hills International School omo biebi omo ntabanum na bibia nso etimi akonkan djuma ko nyina da woro ma ne techira yede djumedi ebo mamesa ko ono abokojo edu asare so minim say bibi foforo bi ana say sela no yenko on budget his excellency John Dramani Mahama ni abre o say performance ne de we see you one perform here obesake nti monhye no so na bibia nso entimi enkoso kama na yentie ono abo atofo sensema ode atodwa ene ya nyina ne yentie no kakra na yeba ene eye president Mahama ene nhyiemu koso na fe yemra sa issue so.
This meeting could not come at a better time than this. In fact, it has followed 2 important meetings of state. The first is the National Economic Dialogue, and the Secretary, some specific numbers that we've seen so far indicate, for example, that the Electricity Company of Ghana, for example, has recorded consistent losses from the year 2021. In the year 2021, they made a loss of 1.46 billion Ghana cedis. 2022, 8 billion Ghana cedis. 2023, 5.96 billion Ghana cedis. The Ghana Great Company made a loss of 93.5 million Ghana cedis in 2022, 8.6 million Ghana cedis in 2023. Gihok Distilleries reported a loss of 25.1 million Ghana cedis in 2022 and 25.5 million Ghana cedis in 2023. Mr. President, this one surprises me. Even the alcohol making company, is making losses. Graphic Communication Group also saw a consecutive losses of 3 million Ghana cedis in 2021, 4.4 million Ghana cedis in 2022, and 15.1 million in the year 2023. The Ghana Cocoa Board, the largest loss-making company, also saw 2.4 billion Ghana cedis loss in 2021 and 3.8 billion Ghana cedis in the year 2022.
The reports we would look at next year will be the report for 2024. So really your performance will show when we do the 2026 review. That will show for 2025. And I'm going to come and sit in that review, and we will mark you based on your performances. And if you're not matching with the pace of the reset agenda, you might be asked to step aside. Loss-making SOEs will no longer be tolerated. They will be swiftly reformed, they will be merged, privatized, or shut down.
Very well. That was His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, and then Finance Minister Dr. Kesela Tofose. My man started the last round, you know, in Free Alaji Alido. 5-5.
The woman said, "Ushe private sector, any public sector, no. The difference in this supervision,
okay,
any effective monitoring, and no na private sector no ADBT public sector." private sector nipa sebi odi juma ba onu no open resource into ofa juma or bisaw ana or mawu objective niema o pese o achieve, because at the end of the day obeko akojina shareholders in enim na at the end of the year no obe provide outcomes, and so as a manager of that institutions no perform we say they will dismiss you. But public sector you found to say juma, there is nobody who is very serious and committed say we juma. One thing we fail to appreciate when say uye juma bibia sebi utiminya na wa share uba wa share fee for wa share ubusia for any de kanwa say juma no kura enye wudia, because that is where you get your survival. Na adentina bibia sebi o ebuau a utumi survive upese we niema ebema sa juma no begu, because sa juma no gu a bia untumi nya juma biu aye. And so what happens this minting minti asabi cherepefe say John Mahama confirming the position say it's not business as usual. Obe make sure say he will be on the neck of every appointee. You must provide evidence of achievement at the end of the year. One to me provide here coffee. And you see, I would want to advise, if need be, we should have some legislation. I said you say who serve as an appointee in an institutions of state or agency. I want to mean performer. It bars you from serving or serving in a higher capacity anyway. You see,
Alaji, we share our CEOs in the various sectors now. Omuna ye mebunu. Nti se wo ye bebunu ne e ma position na want to me achieve bibia na
enu na me ba ho, because
political career na
my pride as an individual, wherever I find myself in, me per se me free hoa. Whatever that will be say about me should be positive. You leave a legacy and impact.
Very well.
Now we a young man utiminya that privilege, because look at over 6 million people voted for your mama. Now ya timi out of that 6 million ya you
33 million population
say ko now unko presiding over this. Masa, after 2 years we should be seeing an improvement in all the institutions Sebio yes particularly omo ayedi omu ko eno, they are young men and young women. Your priority should not be the money. Last time I share you said you put out an advice. Who catch you say this is a time to look for fancy cars. Ya catch you say o declaration asset declaration koye
31st March.
Now 1 year asset declaration koye asset declaration. Me say who catch you say me koye asset minimum number of cars na me wo me car meti ma chire me throw we are at the end of your serving.
Yes,
they will look at it now. Why another declaration so that they compare and measure with what you earn at the end of the month.
Alisa.
Please don't expect anybody say who kohona ukoye bibia enye me meba betina fidie say I defend it, because me defend it as a
man be na touch na almost so into one more home than there you was but a challenge na what two on the amount say I also performing very important, because taxpayers money.
Some of them are doing so well so far,
very
but
well.
Sometimes when you are intoxicated with power, you become but some of them so far
so good.
Edojita Makulo bust. Some of them are doing so well, and I think that if they continue,
to support all of them. Alistair.
Yeah, Mugabe. Me pacho pa with the special
honorable kodwene die bewie se jumfo nya on last day
sir Mugabe me ceramic apa Kibi Technical Institute
na maka wasem
Eastern Regional Director of TVET no Asama
teacher for no ne workers na school no principal na alcohol ya te allegedly say wako mind group was our regional office ho inti na wasama mu allegedly wako masika. Only the guy is not qualified to manage the school. We are telling you, you are not listening. And you as regional director, who cry no abana do buy no oko into better one hour you cry you do be fra the catch no you do be fra no akofie munya de pass be na for alcohol and then you regional director you have decided to invite the teachers to threaten them to submit so that they become submissive about the truth. Omodiani say go to their food stock. Worms near the the guy is not managing the school properly. He's running it as a private property. And he said we shouldn't talk. I say King Sajima and I didn't call her. Now the scholarship secretary guy no. I could DMP. Oh no, the guy that could show. Who can say or he didn't have a show. Charlie, look, Minister of Education, I do a school where community development I see. Minister of Rural Development, near Madamfo. Go can't you drive to the Eastern region? Go to the school and go and see what you are talking about. Mugabe, sure Abanjuma quite fast Abanjuma you dey call independence near Deno. Opa go and check 1950. Kwame Nkrumah the positive action. He decided to ask Ghanaian workers to put their tools down as a way to rebel against the British government. Yes, that thing Abanjuma, people began to see the trick in it. Say open so Abayasia. Go to the public and civil service. Abay no tisuno. So only civil service any public service in the driving agenda until you do call on ko boni from munini nyadua they all you do exactly opposite and the marriage man above from near kasa binding nyade. Yes, that is why some of us we are calling for institutional changes. Yes sir, by policy has changed, government has changed, change them. The institutional changes are not effective. We call nursing training colleges most of the principals are still at post. Most of education colleges why are they there? Change them. They were acting politically when they were there. Change them. Let the institutional reforms come. Look at Ghana Water. Why? Look at ECG. What are we talking about? Water is operated on business profit at the same time as social services. Go and see what is happening at Ghana Water.
My problem is Abrana a year NDC war power.
Yeah.
Greek will make a profit.
Yes.
ECG make a profit.
Yes.
And a year VR make a profit.
Yes.
Boston.
All of them make profit. Yes. Mismanagement. The term is a profit.
Including a year graphic, a year
corporation.
Why?
It's because Nana Osafo senior minister on to a foot or my foot pack or catch on some moon from a Benjamin moon from the or who I was about to do a futupada. He was senior minister. He was supposed to be in charge of those people working the public service CEOs and all that. Oh, well, no crowd will be there from was he checking. Yes, hotel side it was later. I'll be him said were profitable. You see, now hotel business, you do need rocket. Do you need a rocket scientist to manage a hotel to make it profitable? Osikoton. It's a bonnie and managing stage. Yes, they intentionally did it. They are doing the mindset that you bring to bear on the national, the public sector, no, and the public sector. No, me, I don't believe in the private sector, Mugabe. I'm telling you, I've always argued against the private sector. Private sector, no, I'm going to be now buying. Say you can't dream bomb here, see a year. I'm going to be a buying. But Nipano Okosoha, look at the cronyism in the public sector. Board Ghana Water, Ebusiana, Bank of Ghana, the time. Or the banning the Nana Numone, Nasifo, BBA Bank of Ghana. It's the same thing. Go to Kolebu, the doctors, before medical school. You must have a relation. So who are those who work in those public sectors? I call you Ebusiana. The lackadaisical attitude of the families, I've gone through. Or Ben one himself, Papa didn't buy Ghana Commercial Bank. Go to the banking system, ADB. I know plenty of people who got their jobs through their fathers and their mothers. They didn't go through any public interview. It's about Juma uniform. In
the police.
Yes,
in the military.
FOB upon saying uniform, no, they are saying your man, they are
training double or 3 weeks training.
Mugabe,
no, the boss of
Mugabe, we see in the past years. The far police for any a mama third class nyadi e Ghana Police Service and chair bia you hear promote them to sergeants, some of them inspectors. So soon you have them going to college. Most empty-headed. They are almost empty-headed. Yes, they are going to become officers of the police. Why I'm telling you,
no, this woman where you're qualified.
Yes, but now Mugabe, seriously, they have a work to do.
some blow money or no cigar not to one and Casa, no, not opponents near Juma. John Dramani Mahama. Tell Dr. Pesa White, he is seated closely to you in that cigar picture, that he's working with heads of department. Yes, I have evidence. I have people who are willing to even show their face and point out the MPP people who are the heads of department at SIGA to Pesa White to change them. Who can say, oh, minor Juma, change them. Other than that, SIGA itself will not be able to superintend itself and supervise what it's supposed to do for the state enterprises. That's what I'm telling you.
Humble advice.
Yes, it's humble advice. I'm telling you. The other time I sent it to Omani Bama. I'm sure Omani has not met him to tell him. This time he should be watching the show. Pesa White, Benemo to it. Meno Kechuoni a cigar. MPP be check him out, bring people who are willing, able, submissive, yes, to work and make you succeed.
The president has made it clear, say, after a year, he has a seal now you are done. So if you allow the people
no sack you.
And so once you have informed him, say on far any steps it's up to you.
Yo, let's make him a dozen to do. It means say we said double dam. Yes, said double dam. Should be 25.5. Or insano why you 10 million or no I look 10 million and or 15 million a year or there show now you know show my you want for no show no me boy how we pan chop and then say e bi aboka dewu dey fear odi no or we na no nessa na dewu ono beso be wu se si awo fe boka you should be a kabi 8 billion me tell me give your ECG. Do big mama, fine gentleman like you. Why? You want to spoil yourself. If you talk right now, you say we don't like you. Why do big? You should have resigned. I was still in this seat. Yes, but that one was a runaway resign. Go and check what he himself he did there. 82 banger. You see, go and check what he did. And who was the board chairman? You're asking me. You're asking me. The Futu rebel. The Futu rebel was board chairman in just 3 months. Mugabe, do you know what if the contract is above 1 million, you have to refer to the board. Do you know what it's alleged to have done, Dubik? He reduced the contracts, you crack it open into about four lots. Yeah, so that it will be less than $1 million. So 250 means that he can sign as managing director and then he'll sign. Then you go and do whatever he wants to go and do at the back there. So also actually it's a dagamiasi. Money. A dumane diamamu ye pemwasemo ye nya party back mu. But munu my lucky. And we have full NDC. Oh say what free PPP no. Oh that's that. And you that me was in the moja no kwan. Papa me penasemo adwin a me fi say the nation has not tapped well into its intelligence and other things. So that was
I'm looking for an opportunity to talk to him. Me call the program and your mama now our friend here now we see your mama doesn't understand business. I want to ask him.
You see, let me tell you.
I want to ask him.
No, let me tell you about Indom.
They can't hear me.
Indom will tell you that government is the biggest spender and not the private sector.
Yes.
So every time government must be a good businessman. Well. Yes, in order to engage the private sector.
Let me see.
That was your fire. Time. One more time.
Now was it Sheko? Your mama Sheko.
I didn't hear I honorable Kojo now fire and see for
me. Niame Pesamihu. Yes, sir. We will not do business as usual.
Can afford that.
Say, Babe, CEO of this, managing director of that. Now, after 4 years, you into me who say, oh, Ghana, televisions, yeah, import to about Ghana. There's a factory that now manufactures, assembles televisions for her, made in Ghana. Me perceive who fridges ahodoa eba omamu ha. Every young person in school wants to own a fridge, a smaller size, all calling more thought and akese. I want to see factories in this country owned by Ghanaians. Manufacture fridges and pabwa ni ntade and a curtains are pam for state institutions, furniture. State institutions say Yusu. I will be very disappointed. Say after another 4 years, Yababa Betraha, now ya can say ye import desk free China.
11.6 from Bangkok.
Ye import swivel chairs free China. yintimi to components mbambe assemble or hasi. That would be my biggest disappointment. For me, the program that was held today, in as much as yeah, my that task to ensure say our leadership, na profiting, we should shift to production of some of our exports. Sorry, importing.
We reduce the imports.
Yes. Another set of leaders. Another set of leaders. Say, look, you guys, we are picking you as entrepreneurs. Come up with ideas. You bet me. If the Commander Sugar Factory, by now, the CEO of Commander Sugar Factory, even though it's in its current state, that would have assured me, say, something is about to happen to the place for it to begin working.
4 years.
Within this period.
This year, 4 years.
Yeah, 4 years. Do you understand what I'm saying? So for me, whatever happened today, a key. I'm grateful he did it because, as I said, I spoke about it just last Saturday on Metro TV. It's wider than there, I'm happy. But this is not enough. Our 4 years in government must redefine our attitude towards our own country when it comes to importation of foreign products. Let's say a year be found. Business as usual.
Very important.
Intermediate. Your number be your number, but we need to challenge ourselves some more. We need to challenge ourselves some more. Mugabe, when I was a kid, growing up, primary school, middle school, what, there were companies in this country. Gihok Gihok distilleries. They were doing all kinds of things. Ghana Industrial Holding Corporation, that is GIHOC. Different
different ones.
Apart from drinks, entertainment side.
I don't go for anyone.
There was Sanyo. Ghana Sanyo of it. Ghana Sanyo was doing televisions.
Joy Daddy Momoka.
Ghana Sanyo was doing televisions in the 70s. Akasamuma Radio in the 70s. We were assembling fridges in this country in the 70s. What happened? It is For me, we cannot just be like the NPP. Just come and ride government, state institutions and make profit. No. We need to change the paradigm. Now you go back to those days. Yeah, independence. And not just independence. So the companies that will line up to match, and just go from one and match it. We go to Ghana Sanyo for Mobane Bisu TV, Nebisu, something that we have manufactured in this country. Now you're here for the world to see, say, we too we are making progress. Match pass, match pass, it doesn't, for me, that is not, it's like we are only looking at the matching. It's the time to showcase our development as a country. What I said, that's 6 match now in Shiano. The Ghana, we now come and the Barbechere. And you're matching. If we have something to show, then we must show it. What I said, the reason we didn't do it is because there is nothing to show. But here will be what? The trade here. Let us bring it out and show it to the world. And for me, I'm challenging our government. So it shouldn't be me. That is why me personally, if I had occasion to serve this government, the apprenticeship program, and the pattern, touching Makuma, because I don't believe, say, at this point in time, we should be importing curtains from China. We should be importing school uniforms from China.
Too fake.
Tailors, Upe Tailor, Kromha, we went to get driving from Medina. This will be a Kadeshi, as I look at Tailor. Why so? Tailor, Upe Tailor, pump trouser, Eban Bema. You won't find them anymore.
They are not coming like that. Yeah.
That's what but you know what I'm trying to boss. What Baku outside there? Who see that is the point I'm making.
But okay,
you understand? The point is the point I'm making is that we should be yes. Do you understand? So that we can sow. This suit can be sown by a Ghanaian. Yeah. This shirt can be sown by a Ghanaian. But this tie, do you understand? Exactly. This is for me. Yes. Me person ya beba abemu 4 years. Na ye kono. Now the way I better no now you be report in the same manner. I want us to see some progress as a country.
Very well. But I say abejafoni nyina me de obibi ase honorable Kodwo do as a fantastic delivery submission here superb. Mada Alisa Tayo Nelson